Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sod Busters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sod Busters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sod Buster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sod Busters got one for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sod Busters.
Happy Tuesday afternoon and welcome to historic Duncan Field here in Hastings as we bring you Game 2 of the Sod Busters versus Fremont Moo in their short 2-game series here today. Happy Independence Day, says Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you the final game for the Sod Busters homestand before they take a road trip to the Badlands Big Sticks this weekend. And speaking of Independence Day, it's time for the Sod Busters to claim independence from the losing column against the Fremont Moo this year, as they will go for their first win against Fremont in 8 games here this afternoon. We will have the ball game coming up here at 4 p.m. We will also have our next Sod Busters Spotlight featuring Nolan Oliver, as well as pitching coach Vinny Carone's thoughts after last night's loss. Sod Busters just fell short last night, 6-5 the final score. The Sod Busters were down 5-0 at one point. They clawed back to tie the game up at 5, but ultimately Fremont scored the 9th inning run to give them that 6-5 victory. For the Sod Busters today, they will go for that first win behind Marcus Miller on the mound, and we will look for a better start from him as he struggled a bit here at Duncan Field. And for Fremont, we will see what they bring to the table. They've had a little bit of a sluggish start to the second half of the season, just winning their 2nd game in 7 tries here in the second half of the season after they were crowned the first half champs here in the Independence League. We will have our spotlight of Nolan Oliver and the interview with pitching coach Vinny Carone, all that and more coming right up on Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Getting set to go against Fremont again, the July 4th game of this mini 2-game series. Hastings coming off a 6-5 loss to the Moo. After the contest, we heard from pitching coach Vinny Carone.
Tough loss, but they competed. That's something we've been talking about recently is no matter how we play, no matter what the opponent is, no matter what the scoreboard says, we're going to compete for 9 innings. And we showed that Sunday, and we showed that today, which is reassuring. And then just Nolan Oliver, just shoving for 4 or 5 innings. Maybe should have taken him out a batter earlier and gone to Shaw, which has been our stud all year. So it's kind of on the coaches for that one. But he just competed and brought a lot of energy to the dugout, and I think we needed that spark on a day where we didn't have a lot of pitchers available.
Yeah, talk to us, Vinny, about that decision. You know, Oliver gets the first out, allows a single, and gets that second out, but you have runners at first and third, and you have your closer ready. What was the decision to leave him in the game there?
So Shaw's a little bit tired. His lat was a little bit sore, so we didn't want to use him if we didn't have to use him. And Oliver had been so good. And he probably gets a line drive out, and there's a play on, and the ball kind of gets through, which is tough luck. So just a tough call. It's hard to be right 100% of the time. And you look good if you can save Shaw today and use him tomorrow. But obviously, if we don't get out of it, then it looks bad. But it's the decision we made. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted to. But it really came down to just not wanting to have to use Shaw today if we didn't need to. And Oliver just pitching well. Like, he was getting guys out consistently. It was kind of like a seeing eye single a couple times. And so I didn't really feel like he was getting hit hard yet, which is usually the telltale sign you need to take somebody out.
You bring him in the fifth. You're down 5-0 at the time, maybe 5-1. But what were you expecting? You thinking, okay, let's get an inning or two out of him? I mean, what were your expectations as he kept throwing up the zeros?
I knew he would throw strikes. He's an infielder. He's got a good arm. So generally those guys throw strikes well. I didn't expect the curveball to be as good as it was. But the thing that really just stands out, and every pitcher should learn from this, is he was working fast the whole time, which puts pressure on hitters. He was projecting confidence, which again makes hitters uncomfortable when you're just there as confident as possible. And he's throwing a ton of strikes. He was 0-2, 1-2 on almost every single hitter. And guys aren't going to hit well when they're down 1-2 or 0-2, and statistics just tell you that. So a lot to learn from that performance for our pitchers, and hopefully that motivates some of the other guys to resemble him a little bit too.
And how about the starting pitcher, Luke Wenzel? You know, he's struggled all season, has had a lot of command issues, had that, technically faced the minimum in the first and the third inning, even though he allowed 5 runs, 6 hits. Think he looked a little better out there today. What does he have to improve on here still on the mound?
Yeah, I thought it was a gutsy performance for Wenzel. He, like you said, struggled a little bit with command. He came out yesterday and threw well, got the first 2 batters out, then lost it for a hitter, gets a couple guys on, and then puts a slider over the heart of the plate, and a good hitter puts it out of the ballpark. So I still thought he pitched pretty well yesterday, except for like 2 batters. And then today he did a pretty good job. He gave us what we needed. We needed 4 or 5 innings from him. And the 3 spot that he gave up in the 4th inning was really just kind of seeing eye singles again. It was not a result of him walking guys, making bad pitches. They just hit the ball and put the ball in play. And you can live with that as a pitching coach, and you can live with that as a pitcher. But again, I think Oliver is a great example doing what he does, working fast, getting ahead of guys, projecting that confidence. I think that's something that he can continue to build on. But I thought it was a gutsy performance for him. He hasn't been feeling 100%, but he went out there and gave us an effort that we can win a ball game with.
And you mentioned gutsy. The innings where he did give up the runs, could have given up a lot more. The 2 runs and the 3-run innings, he was able to get a strikeout, he was able to get a double play. Talk about the way he competed when it really could have melted down either one of those innings.
Yeah, and I think that's a good example, too, of where we've grown. I think a lot of our pitchers in those situations have gotten a little flustered and made mistakes and walked a guy or hit a guy, but after he made that mistake, he would hunker down and be gutsy and compete, and he'd execute a pitch or 2 and then get a ground ball double play. And like you said, it could have been a lot bigger innings, but because he stayed composed, he kept his composure and just trusted his stuff, he was able to get ground balls, and our defense made good plays today behind him to get us out of those innings.
And with Wenzel and Oliver doing what they did today, how does this set you for the rest of the week? Did that kind of now maybe get you back to plan A heading into tomorrow?
Definitely. That helps our relievers a lot. Casella threw back-to-back days, so now we have him available tomorrow. We didn't have to use him. Tex has been a little tired. He threw 50, 60 pitches on Friday or Saturday, so he's a little fresher as well. And Shaw only had to throw like 5 or 6 pitches there, so he's going to be a little fresher, although he threw in the bullpen. There's more pitches than we see just on the mound. So that really sets up our bullpen for tomorrow, and we have starters who will be able to eat up a little bit more innings. So that's big for us to get that out of those 2, because we are looking at a tough situation tomorrow, too, if we don't get that performance.
Pitching coach Vinny Caron after a 6-5 loss to Fremont. Same 2 teams going at it for this July 4th matchup. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings Sod Busters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sod Busters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodBusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sod Busters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
Sod Buster Baseball, it's a Sod Buster Spotlight with Nolan Oliver as we visit with him after a tough loss to the Fremont Moo, but one of the standout performances was Nolan pitching. Now, you're listed as an infielder. How long had it been since you pitched? I know you had a relief outing this year. You didn't pitch at all in college, right?
No, sir, I didn't. I really only pitched in the summer during high school, but yeah, I pitched a couple weeks ago. Got comfortable and got a chance tonight.
What was the thought coming out? I mean, you came in the fifth inning, a clean inning. Did you think, okay, maybe an inning or two? What was your goal? What were the coaches thinking when they put you out there?
Well, the goal was 3 because we're pretty low on pitching right now. So try to save some arms and just get through it.
4 perfect innings heading into the ninth. Ended up setting down 13 in a row. What was working for you?
Throwing strikes with 2 pitches is really what did it.
What are your pitches? What were you throwing today?
It's just throwing a fastball and a slider, and I threw 1 changeup, but it was not very good.
I would think for the Sod Busters, you're probably pitcher/infield. After an outing like this, is this something? Okay, well maybe I want to try to concentrate a little more on pitching, or was this one of those nights where now I really want to be an infielder?
I mean, we'll see if I have to get more chances, or if I get more chances, then I'll probably take them. But we'll have to see what my college coach says about that.
We're talking with Nolan Oliver, who's shown great versatility. What is your favorite position? We've seen you at second. I think we've seen you at short, third, maybe a little first. What do you like to play?
I mean, I like playing infield. I think it's the most fun. But yeah, I prefer short and third.
Now, you're an Arkansas guy. Talk a bit about the recruiting process and how you got to Highland Community College in Northeast Kansas.
I didn't really have any options coming out of high school or going into my senior year. I was just looking on my computer and found Highland. They had a camp. I showed up and got a chance.
And Highland Community College, as I recall, they play in that tough Jayhawk Conference. You face pretty good competition in the spring, don't you?
Oh, yeah. It's a tough schedule for us, for sure. Yeah.
And going back there for year number 2, that plan, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a bit about academics. What do you study in college? What's your long-term goal?
I still don't have a major yet, being at a junior college. I'm undecided still. The goal is to probably get my master's and go into coaching sometime.
First option is to get that associate's, right? Are you on track to get your associate's after 2 years?
Yeah, I am.
Now, do you think that baseball's in your future? Would you like to see yourself one more year at Highland and then a chance to go on somewhere?
Yeah, that's the goal, of course.
I mean, has it always been baseball? Have you liked other sports too? What would you like to see yourself coaching? Is baseball your sport that you love the most?
Oh yeah, of course. Baseball's always been the most fun. I grew up playing football too, but eventually had to choose one. So.
Now, you're from Arkansas. Tell us a bit about your home. What's it like in Arkansas?
I love it there, man. It's beautiful. There's rivers, forests. I mean, there's something to do outside everywhere.
You always think of the Ozarks. Are you right in the midst of the Ozarks?
Yeah, right in the middle in northwest Arkansas. Oh. Yes, sir. Oh, I love to fish. Don't get into hunting too much, but the fishing there is amazing. I like going for smallmouth bass. Sometimes we go up to Missouri and try for trout, but that's about it.
Are you okay with college taking you anywhere, or are you hoping after a couple of years to kind of get back close to home?
I'm fine with it taking anywhere, to be honest. Travel or come home, doesn't matter to me.
I mean, you're pretty much in Kansas, which is almost like Nebraska. What have you thought of this summer league here in Hastings? Tell us a bit about your experience with the Hastings Sod Busters.
I mean, yeah, it's a great opportunity. We play a lot of good baseball, and it's a lot of fun out here, man. We have great teammates, great coaches. It's great. Man, everyone gets along. It's a great chemistry in the dugout. I mean, sometimes we have our arguments, but it's brotherly love, not hate.
Now, you've got a lot of Arkansas guys. There's been some Arkansas tie-ins. Tell us a bit about the Razorback connection here in Nebraska.
Man, well, I'm really the only Arkansas Razorback fan, too. Okay. I mean, a lot of the guys who go to Arkansas Tech. I mean, obviously one guy from out in the boonies in Arkansas, but yeah.
But you're the only Razorback fan of the Arkansas guys?
As far as I know, I am. Yeah.
So, and can you do the pig suey thing? Do you know
that's probably not going to happen.
But it is kind of cool. How did you know any of these Arkansas guys before you came here?
No, I didn't know anybody before I came here. Yeah, I mean, meeting a lot of new people. It's a lot of fun.
Has there been any surprises about Hastings or about Nebraska in general? Is there anything that you've been surprised about as far as eating or anything like that here in Nebraska?
The Runzas, man. The Runzas honestly just aren't very good.
What? And you thought that would be a highlight for Nebraska?
I heard it was really good from a couple of my teammates in Kansas, and just didn't really do it for me.
Nolan Oliver, our Sod Buster Spotlight, as we bring you Hastings and Fremont today.
Nolan, I liked you last night, but if your comments about the Runza, I'm going to have to rethink our friendship a little bit. And let's take you down to the field to our national anthem in advance of Game 2 of Fremont in Hastings here on this Independence Day.
Today our anthem will be performed by Ava Bonicus.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's bright glare stood in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice job, Ava, with our national anthem here on this Independence Day here at Duncan Field, as we are set to go to bring you the final game at home against Fremont, as the teams will travel to Fremont tomorrow night to finish up their 3-game series in Fremont. Sod Busters taking the field. Let's do our starting lineups as fast as we can. Leading off and playing third base is Anthony Chavez, who will be in the leadoff spot for the first time this season. Cale Jensen bats second and plays left field. Marcos Cabranes bats third and playing catcher today. Zach Vital batting fourth at second base. Nick Jones batting fifth designated hitting. Landon Gaz at first base. Kyle Hiltbrand in right field. Josh Printer at shortstop, and Lane Shires in right field behind Marcus Miller on the mound, with Marcos Cabranes doing the catching. For the Fremont Moo, their starting 9, they will bring Neil Jansen, Ben Swales, and Timon Long for their first 3 hitters. Jason Willers, Henry Heyman, Andrew Kirchner. Kirchner, the beer batter today here at Duncan Field. That's 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9 is Easton Steck, Tyler Hummel, and Jason Clark, who will see his first playing time against the Sod Busters this season. And they are sending Landon Mueller to the mound to face the Sod Busters and Marcus Miller, who makes his 5th start here in a Sod Buster uniform. And Steve, we've seen Marcus 6 times here at Duncan Field now. Not going to blow you away by any means. He's got that crafty curveball. If it's on, can surely set those hitters off stride, and we'll look for a bounce-back performance from Marcus today.
And like most pitchers, strike one so key for him to try to find a way to get ahead, because you mentioned he's not going to blow you away with his velocity. But for the year, 0-3, a 7.33 ERA, and just needs to get ahead, and hopefully he can come out and pitch the way he did opening night against Fremont. He had a really good start that night and has really kind of been scuffling since. And hope for a crisply played game in advance of potential weather here at Duncan Field on this 4th of July.
We'll try and play as much baseball as we can. Weather forecast currently showing that thunderstorms may roll into the Hastings area around 6:30. And severe weather may be possible, so talked in advance. In the case of severe weather, we will try to make up this game at a later date, or depending on how far we get in the game, we may just call it there. First pitch from Marcus Miller at 4 p.m. on the dot is a fastball in there for strike 1 to Neil Jansen. 92 degrees here, no wind here at Duncan Field in our 3rd day game of the year. Breaking ball right in there for strike 2. And Miller, like we said, quickly ahead, 0-2. Neil Jansen yesterday was 1 for 3 and drove in a run for the Moo. Fastball is at the eyes for ball 1, 1-2. Miller making his 6th appearance for the Sod Busters this year. The 1-2 is outside on the breaking ball. It's a good spot to miss. Try and get a wave and a miss, but Jansen lays off. Count now at 2-2. Pitch to him is ball 3 high. And Miller's worked the count full. Outfield and left side of the infield, shading Jansen slightly to pull on the left side. And he does just that, but that'll be foul. Sodbuster infield from third to first is Anthony Chavez, Josh Printer, Zach Vital, and Landon Gaz. In the green grass beyond the infield is Cale Jensen, Lane Shires, and Kyle Hiltbrand. Another foul ball, this one farther to the left side towards the train tracks as Jansen stays alive. If you're not here before your 4th of July celebration, you're missing out. $1 off burgers, $1 hot dogs, and plenty of beverages to go around here at Duncan Field. And the last game of this week. 3-2 is a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. And Jansen is caught looking for out number 1.
Take it. The Sod Busters will certainly take that borderline pitch. As the home plate umpire today is Scott Fincham. Daniel Roth working the bases, 2-man crew here in the Independence League.
Daniel Roth, home plate umpire, wearing the hockey mask. It helps a lot. Believe me, as a umpire myself, that's helps you catch those stray bats and balls a little bit more on the padding rather than the face guard. That pitch is out of play to Ben Swales. Swales yesterday was 0 for 3, but walked and stole a base. Ben Swales always a threat on the bases. You got to get him out any way you can. That's ball 2 downstairs. Miller from the wind with the 2-1, and that's fouled back to the parking lot. Count is 2-2 now.
Nebraska Realty continues to help buyers and sellers by providing tools and resources to safely and responsibly buy and list their properties.
2-2 again. Softly to the first base side. Gaz racing over just out of his reach in foul territory as he goes into the wall, but that'll be a foul ball. And the count remains at 2-2. Like we said, Sod Busters will travel to Fremont tomorrow to finish their 3-game series. And they will travel to the Badlands to face the Big Sticks this weekend.
Okay, that was the
And
you're supposed to shout charge there.
we will see Badlands and the Prospects a whole lot more in the rest going of the season. Softly hit to center field. Shires racing in, a sliding attempt, but it falls in front for a base hit for Ben Swales, who's on with 1 out. Great attempt by Shires, but just fell short of making a pretty great play.
Great pitch from Marcus Miller. Not much more you can do. Get soft contact, and it just fell. The unfortunate thing is you've got Ben Swales, who's at first and will likely be at second, or at least try to here within the next few pitches.
Well, you got a lefty on the mound, so a little bit more quality control on the mound. We'll see what happens. First pitch stays put, and the fastball misses for ball 1. Swales at a stolen base last night brings his season total to 28 stolen bases in 31 tries. Just 3 times the speedster has been caught stealing. Second pitch, swing and a miss from Timon Long. Long in the hit column yesterday, put up a goose egg. He was 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Swales leaning at first, not running, but pitch is sprayed out of play to the right side. And Miller gets ahead of Long, 0-2. So 1-2 count. Long designated hitting today. Swales at first. Timon Long tied for the team lead in doubles. Pops this one up on the right side, but that will find About the 8th row of stands towards the first base side. Long out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's completed his freshman year at the College of Southern Nevada. Team leading with 7 home runs and 25 RBIs. He has 7 of the 22 home runs. Pickoff throw to first is not in time. We'll keep Swales close. Fremont as a team batting .254. Just 6 points higher than the Sod Busters. And Miller just balked. He did step off behind the rubber, though, and that's what he's trying to explain to the field umpire, Daniel Roth. But he will not win that argument, and middle infielders trying to plead their case, too. But they won't win this one, it seems like, as Miller is called for the balk, and Swales advances to second. I'm with the middle infielders there. Miller did step off, but did he move that front leg first is the question. So Joel Skipper will get an explanation from the field umpire who called the balk.
Very short conversation, so Coach Skipper seems to be satisfied with that particular explanation, and now speedster at second base with only 1 man out. And Swales certainly a threat to steal third, particularly with a right-handed hitter up there. Makes that throw tougher for the catcher, Marcos Cabranes.
If there's any guy you want behind the plate trying to throw a runner out, it is the guy behind the plate right now, Marcos Cabranes. Breaking ball is outside for ball 2. So after our long delay, count now 2-2. Cabranes has caught 6 runners in his time behind the plate. Breaking ball and long with a late swing. Just got a piece of that one to stay alive.
61 miles an hour on the breaking ball, and Fremont does a great job of spoiling pitches, not striking out, and pushing the pitch count. And that's been a struggle for Miller to try to keep that pitch count low during his outings this year.
Miller can go over 100 pitches, which he's done several times. That fastball is smoked foul. Past the third base coach. The Moo as a team have struck out 269 times. Compare that to the Sod Busters 206 times. So one of few stat categories that the Sod Busters hold the advantage of. Fremont more of a free swinging team with Muller Field, as that pitch is inside for ball 3. The field at Muller Field in Fremont, a lot shorter than the spacious cavern of Duncan Field here in Hastings. So Miller works the count full to Timon Long. Ben Swales remains at second. Just 1 out so far. Pitch to him. Breaking ball grounded to third. Chavez to his right. Long throw over to first and in time for out number 2. Swales stays put at second base. And there are 2 outs with a runner at second.
A big second out. That's 22 pitches already for Miller and facing only 3 hitters, averaging 7 pitches a batter. That's not going to lead to a long outing.
Miller last outing came in relief for the first time this season and still threw plenty of pitches. Yeah, he can throw the pitches, but can he record the outs? He's got 2 here in the first. And the last obstacle is Jason Willers for the Moo. First pitch to him is a breaking ball, fouled off. And that pitch was about to be buried low inside, but Willers fooled by that pitch as he swings and misses. Willers in his 9th game, in his first action against the Sod Busters this season, as we did not see him in the early season. In those 8 games, 10 hits, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 12 driven in. Runner goes to third. Pitches bloop down the right field line and just foul. That was a little too close for comfort for Landon Gaz there at first base. That could have been trouble and could have led to a run. Instead, it's allowed strike 2. So Willer's one of the new faces in this series. Also, 3 other batters in the bottom of the lineup coming up that Sod Busters are seeing for the first time. And the Moo seeing the first time for the Sod Buster pitchers as well. Count is 0-2. Swales with a big leadoff second, not going. That ball is down the left field line, but towards the Sod Buster bullpen and out of play. Well, Fremont able to get some wood on those inside pitches so far, but all they have done is smoked them plenty foul, nowhere near being fair. The 0-2, same pitch and same result. That is smoked to the screen to the left side. Next pitch, runner goes, throw from Cabranes is bounced in there, but in time for the outs. As Swales is caught stealing for just the 4th time this year, as Cabranes guns down his 7th runner of the season, and Fremont does not score here in the first. 1 hit, nobody left, and no errors for the Sod Busters. They come to bat in the bottom of the first.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Bottom of the first inning at Duncan Field. It's a hot Independence Day here as Sod Busters have early action in advance of what hopes to be a fun-filled night for everyone, wherever you are, whether you're out enjoying a cold one on the lake or sitting in your nice AC at home. Thank you for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us as the Sod Busters have their final home game of this week before 4 road games will end the week. And the Sod Busters will come back next week, and we will pretty much be home. Well, we will be home every week, but multiple times every week. Sod Busters just with 1 day off next week. So they'll have 6 games from Monday to Sunday. Plenty of home baseball at Duncan Field to round this 2023 season out. Sod Busters will go against Landon Mueller for the Fremont Moo on the bump, making his 4th start on the season and 2nd start against the Sod Busters. Last time we saw Mr. Mueller was back on June the 1st as he went 5 innings to start, got the win as he just allowed 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And he is back here at Duncan Field on this July 4th, facing the top of the lineup in Anthony Chavez, Cale Jensen, and Marcos Cabranes.
Interesting lineup and fascinating to see what Joel Skipper has done, trying to find some way to generate more offense. Anthony Chavez, the first time in the leadoff. Maybe not your stereotypical leadoff hitter in terms of, think a small, sneaky guy who's going to be a lot of speed, but he's more of a doubles guy. Maybe not the fastest guy on the team, but sometimes it's just that change of chemistry to maybe propel the O, and we'll see if that works today.
Chavez not seen much playing time at the start of the season, but has become the everyday third baseman. as he's swinging first pitch and flies that into short left center field. Easton Steck, the shortstop in the outfield grass, puts that away for out number 1 as Chavez is retired on 1 pitch.
And if you're going to be the leadoff guy, maybe you do change your attitude in terms of, yeah, you're a free swinger, but 1 pitch, 1 out. Not what we were hoping for here as you try to work the pitch count against Mueller here on a hot afternoon.
Sod Busters in their 7 games against Fremont batting just 179, while Fremont bats 255 against the Sod Busters. Here is the left-handed hitting Cale Jensen. Awaits a 1-0 pitch from Mueller as he ropes that to right field. That'll be over the head of Clark as it's off his glove, and Jensen will go to second. And he will hold up there with a 1-out double. Man, I was surprised Clark actually did get a glove on that, but Jensen is in there with a double.
And the way it's gone for the Sod Busters this year, I just knew he was going to make an acrobatic catch out there. Once he got to it, I figured, well, there's no way he's not going to catch it. But fortunately, the Sod Busters will have a man in scoring position with only 1 out as they try to break on top of Fremont.
So there's a good start for the Sod Busters. First hit is an extra base hit from Cale Jensen. And with that double, give him 4 doubles on the year in just 20 games played. Here is the Wonder Boy, Marcos Cabranes, as he offers as that first pitch low and away for strike 1. Cabranes did not start yesterday's game. He was in his jersey and shorts for most of the game until he was called upon to pinch hit later in the game, but did not record a hit. So just 0 for 1 in this series as he gets the start behind the plate today. Pitch from Mueller. Inside for a strike. And Cabranes looks back in disbelief. And the count is 0-2 to Marcos.
Mueller didn't hit his spot, and I think that's probably one thing that irks you a little bit, but it appeared to come over the inside corner, and I think Mueller was trying to go over the outside corner.
According to Flight Scope, it caught the zone, so we'll accept that call. 0-2 to Cabranes with Jensen dancing off second. It is a called strike 3, and Cabranes has gone on 3 pitches. So now 2 outs, and it'll be up to Zach Vital to drive in the 1-out double. Vital versus Casper earlier in the season got almost literally knocked out of the game. He was hit by an errant backswing and had to take a week plus off. But he's back in the lineup taking strike 1 from Mueller. That fastball at 87 miles an hour. Sod Busters have been up against pretty hard throwing Moo pitchers so far this series. The 0-1 to Vital is down low for ball 1. Vital hitless yesterday, went 0 for 3. If you like looking at stats, Vital is a statistical anomaly depending on where he plays. Vital hitting just 167 while playing at Duncan Field. As he takes ball 2 outside, Vital on the road hitting 408 to the tune of 20 hits on the road and 4 hits at home. Vital now ahead in the count 2-1 after the first pitch strike. Fastball is down low for ball 3. Didn't miss by much there, but Vital now has a hitter's count. Vital's average at .316 coming into the game. First the 3-1 is in the dirt and gets away and rolls towards the Sod Buster dugout. That'll be a walk, and with the wild pitch, Jensen will move to third. So now you have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Really haven't seen Hastings try to play games on the bases. Do you try to do one here to steal one early in this game with runners at the corners?
Vital at first base, not necessarily a super big threat to steal. Just 1 stolen base in 2 tries. And for Willers behind the plate, he has allowed all 5 base runners to steal against him that have tried. First pitch swinging and out of play is Nick Jones. Nick Jones with a 1-for-4 performance yesterday. Jones batting average at home hitting a cool 300. With runners in scoring position, Jones at 324. You got to like the stats there. He bats with the man on third. Takes the breaking ball for strike 2. And now Jones in the hole, 0-2.
That's one reason you probably don't do anything funny on the bases. You've got a good RBI guy up there as you trust Nick Jones to produce here with 2 outs.
Oh, 2 pitch from Mueller coming. High and away for ball 1. That fastball in the middle to high 80s for Mueller. He faces a 1st and 3rd situation here with 2 outs. Pitch to Jones is spiked in the dirt. Vital runs, and he had that base stolen anyways, but give him his 2nd stolen base of the year as that pitch is in the dirt and not able to be contained by Willers. Jones still at the plate. Now you got 2 ducks on the pond there. 2-2 pitch. And just missed high and in. Mueller thought he had made the pitch and just off the inside part of the plate. Now you have a full count, and Jones is a guy who will take his walks if he needs to. 3-2. Got him looking at the top of the zone, and Jones is struck out. Mueller escapes the jam in the 1st, leaves runners at 2nd and 3rd. Sod Busters get a hit, but do not score a run as we go to the top of the 2nd with no score.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
We played 1 inning, both teams with the hits, but still scoreless here at Duncan Field. Sod Busters back out on the field behind Marcus Miller. And they will face 4, 5, and 6 as Miller faced the minimum through the 1st inning as the final out was recorded on the base pass. Ben Swales trying to take 3rd, but Marcos Cabranes guns him down for the final out of the inning. So Jason Willers back at the plate, but with a fresh count this time here in the top of the 2nd inning. Well, Miller's first pitch to Willers is fouled back to the screen. Miller with 28 pitches in the 1st inning. Has 29 plus here due up in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball, gets the call on the outside part of the plate there for strike 2. Sod Busters not the only team in action on this Independence Day. The Nebraska Prospects are in Peard, who face Oahe. And Spearfish in Casper. Strike 3 on 3 straight as Willers is retired. Second strikeout for Miller. There's 1 out in the second. Good start for the lefty.
Yesterday, the Prospects defeating Oahe 10-0. Casper down Spearfish 13-4. So Casper and Spearfish lead the second half standings in the Independence League, 5-3 and 6-4 respectively.
And here's Henry Heyman. Fastball, strike at the top of the zone. In the Independence League, everybody except the Nebraska Prospects and the Sawtooth Sockeyes eligible for postseason. Pitches hit softly into left field. Jensen is there over a few steps to his left, and quickly 2 up and 2 down for Miller.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you get strike 1? You can throw a 62-mile-an-hour curveball. It ends up being a fly ball to left, and he really has kept the batters off balance here with Willers and Heyman.
Here is Andrew Kirchner, beer batter today for the Fremont Moo. And on a hot day like this, prime time as Miller delivers strike 1. Kirchner yesterday, one of the best performances, went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Strike 2 right down the plate. 2 consecutive fastballs. So Miller 0-2. Fans cheering him on. Outside for ball 1. Good miss there. If you're Kirchner, I don't know how you can lay off that pitch. You don't want to leave it up to the umpire there, and looks good coming right out of his hand. One and 2. It's Miller time. Strike 3. Miller strikes out 2 in the inning, 3 on the day so far. And Marcus has faced 6 through 2 innings. No score heading into the bottom of the second.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sod Buster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Sod Busters with an easy 1-2-3 inning, courtesy of Marcus Miller, as the fans flock to the upper deck bar here at Duncan Field as the beer batter is struck out for the first time, and on a perfect day, if you like the heat, perfect day I guess I should say, here at Duncan Field. Can't envy the guys on the field. That turf has got to get awfully hot there, especially with all the extra pieces on the turf there. Sod Busters coming up against Landon Mueller. Sod Busters stranded 2nd and 3rd last inning and was not able to break through in the run column, as they will send up Landon Gaz, Kyle Hiltbrand, and Josh Prinner for their first 3 batters against Fremont. Gaz, the first batter, had a double yesterday in 4 tries. That was his only hit. Sod Buster offense struck out 13 times yesterday as they ran into good pitching from Fremont. And towards the end of the game, you had Carson Yassa for the Moo pitching 93 miles an hour. The fastest, as far as we know, anyone has thrown here at Duncan Field so far this season. So Mueller back out there, delivers ball 1 to Gaz. Way inside, and breaking ball almost hit him there as Gaz dances out of the way for ball 2. Gaz playing in his 11th game as a Sod Buster. 270 average with 10 hits. He sprays that out of play to the right side. Gaz also in the Spearfish series, had a couple more hits and added his 5th RBI of his short playing time here in a Sod Buster uniform. A 2-1 to him from Mueller. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. Count is 2-2 now to Gaz. Wind has picked up a little bit, blowing from right to left field now. Two-two pitch. Up high for ball 3, and Gaz has worked the count full. Yeah, it's 90 degrees out here, but it will quickly cool off here in the forthcoming hours as severe weather is possible for the Hastings area. We're trying to play as much Sod Buster baseball as we can today. Payoff pitch, popped up to the right side. That'll be Clark in right field and makes the grab about 10 steps in. For out number 1, Gaz is retired, and here's Kyle Hiltbrandt.
Good pitch from Mueller, who's able to put one up in the zone. Gaz just missed it, and a couple of chances out there for Clark in right field here in the first 2 innings.
So Kyle Hiltbrandt with that yellow arm sleeve steps into the right-handed batter's box and waves and misses at that first pitch. Can think of a Marcelo Zuna in the MLB who has that neon-colored armband. Hiltbrandt with the similar on his right arm. Mueller with the 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball and same spot. This time Hiltbrandt watches strike 2 go by. Hiltbrandt went 1 for 3 yesterday with a walk. The 0-2, and he struck out looking on 3 pitches on the downstairs fastball. 2 up, 2 down for Landon Mueller, as he has some parting words for the home plate umpire. And brings up Josh Printer here with 2 outs.
Fairly liberal zone. I'd rather see that than a really tight zone. You want to keep the game moving along, and guys are going to have to adjust and start swinging at those that are borderline.
Well, Josh Printer now in the box for the Busters. Takes a bottom strike for strike 1. Printer also with a hit yesterday. 6 hits, all by different Sod Busters yesterday. No one with a multi-hit game. Printer's final line, well, just a single in 4 tries. And strike 2. So first time through the lineups when you get to adjust everything, and if anything the Sod Busters should take back, it's got to swing the bat here today. Don't leave it up to the umpire. So Mueller also gets ahead of Printer 0-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. That's Steck over there. Throw over to first in time as Printer's retired, as the Sod Busters go in order 1, 2, 3. And after 2 completes, a hit for either team and no runs, as Fremont is coming up in the top of the 3rd. This is Sod Buster Baseball. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Top of the 3rd inning at Duncan Field. Marcus Miller back out for the Sod Busters. Steve Stein for the next couple innings. Steve.
And the Fremont Moose sending 7, 8, and 9 against Miller, who had a very solid second inning through only 9 pitches. Got a couple of strikeouts in there, so do the math there. Had to throw at least 6 to get those 2 strikeouts through only 2 other pitches in the inning after that tough 28-pitch first inning. And Landon Mueller's done him a little better, 29 pitches through the first 2 frames. But so far, pitchers have ruled the day. We'll see what happens here in the third as Easton Stack will step in the right-handed box for the Fremont Moo. The first half Independence League champs, but they have scuffled here in the second half, just 2-5, including the win yesterday against the Sod Busters by a score of 6-5. Steck had his first 2 hits of the season, just joined the team as of late. He's 2 for 9 for the year with an RBI, went 2 for 4 with that run batted in yesterday, and he takes ball 1 ball and no strikes. Right-handed hitter out of Galesburg, Illinois, plays at Illinois Springfield. 1-0 the count, Marcus Miller atop the hill, the lone left-hander on this staff for Hastings. Pitch on the inside corner for strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike on Steck, with Hummel and Clark to bat here in inning number 3. As the home plate umpires, Scott Fincham, Daniel Roth out in the field. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Easton Steck. Fremont under the direction of Ben Asher. Asher in his first year for Shea Bennett, who did a great job of coaching the team for the first 4 years of existence. 1-2 pitch fouled away as Steck a good job of protecting there. Really didn't want to swing, but stuck the bat out, sent it down the right field line. 367 down the right field line, 370 to left. 405 to the alleys and 408 to straightaway center on a 92-degree day here in Hastings. 1-1 delivery, off speed again, and it is fouled away once again. Easton Steck just protecting there until he can find one maybe he can put a charge into. Sod Busters defensively with Gaz at first base, Vital at second, Printer is the shortstop, Chavez is at third. And the pitch is a little bit low, 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Easton Steck. Fremont 7-0 against the Hastings Sod Busters this year, and statistically it bears it out. As Marcus Miller winds and delivers. Check swing, pop back to the screen against Steck, just spoiling those pitches, pushing the pitch count. He was way out front there. Almost could have got him for bunting, the way he checked his swing right there with that check swing on a potential third strike, as he had no intention of swinging fully on that, just got a bat on it. 2-2 pitch again. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Printer retreats, grabs, throw from the shortstop, and in time. Gaz with a nice stretch, able to keep the foot on. There's 1 out here in the third of a scoreless game.
Good play by Printer at short. That's a tough hop there that if you charge it, you're going to be basically swiping at it on the ground. So good play by him to get the hop he wanted and able to gun it over just in time to first for the out.
Here comes Tyler Hummel, the Colorado Mines prospect. He's a mechanical engineering major, was redshirt this past year, 222, and he's first pitch swinging right to Vital, and 1 pitch and an out there. So 2 outs in the inning after that long, drawn-out battle with Easton Steck. Hummel goes after the first pitch, and Miller trying to face the minimum through the first 3. He gave up a 1-out single in the opening frame, but Ben Swales eventually caught stealing, worked a 1-2-3 second, and now 2 up, 2 down here in the third with Jason Clark coming to the plate. Clark seldom used, 0-7-4 for the year, and takes strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. He did play in the first series of the season against the Sod Busters, went 0 for 3. He's knocked in 1. He's scored twice. He's out of Victoria, Illinois, plays at Division III Knox College. 0-1 pitch, and that's right on the outside corner. Miller is sharp today. Was maybe not in command for the first couple of hitters, but the last 2 innings he has done a good job of throwing strike 1 and coming right back with strike 2 for the most part. Miller brings home the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3 goes Fremont in the third. No scores ahead of the bottom half of inning number 3, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
9-1-2 coming up for Hastings. The bottom half of the third inning, a scoreless game, each team with a hit. It's the Mueller versus Miller battle, and Landon Mueller coming out there to begin his third inning of work. 29 pitches thrown. He's allowed 1 hit, struck out 3, and walked 1. And Lane Shires will step to the plate for Hastings here in the home half of the third. The Northwest Missouri State Bear. He's an exercise science and pre-chiropractic major. Got 1 year of college left, perhaps 2 years of baseball. We'll see how it goes for Lane. Hit 274 in the spring. He's 206 for the summer season so far, and 2 for 16 against Fremont. Yesterday he did have one of those 2 hits with a run batted in and a run scored. Lane just flat got burnt out on baseball, and why wouldn't you? You play the long spring, started the summer campaign, and went to Scott Galush and said, I need a couple of weeks off. And so they gave him his 2 weeks off, and he's back and refreshed and really comes back at almost the perfect time with the Sod Busters saying goodbye to one of their better outfielders, one of the best players, as we saw a guy leave the team here just a couple of days ago. So Lane pretty much just gets stuck right back in the lineup, and he may be the best center fielder on the Sod Buster rosters. He is going to be in that position again here today as Shires stepping into the right-handed box for Hastings as the first pitch from Mueller of the third inning is taken upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Lane Shires for the Hastings Sod Busters. He's a relatively local guy from Kearney. Nice to see the Kearney, Hastings, Grand Island guys in Central City this year. Off-speed pitch, a beauty, right across for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on that 74-mile-an-hour pitch from Landon Mueller. Mueller and Miller have both been very solid through the first third of this 9-inning game. Pitch popped up. Foul territory, and it looks to be playable. As getting underneath it is the first baseman for the Fremont Moo, Andrew Kirchner, and 1 out here in the third. So back to the top of the order, Anthony Chavez. Chavez went after the first pitch he saw and popped it up to the shortstop. Chavez has really gotten it going to the bats. Just under 300 for the year at 296 coming into today with a team best 7 doubles. He's knocked in 10, scored 8 times. Had a 5 for 13 series up in Spearfish. Went 1 for 5 yesterday, but had one of the big hits with a 2-out, 2-run single in that 6-5 loss. First pitch swinging again is Chavez, and he fouls it away, and the ball's 1 strike on Anthony Chavez. Californian in Nebraska for the summer campaign. It's hard to believe. It seems like it's been a fast-moving season. We're in July, and the regular season will end at the end of July. First and second half champions will meet for the title in a 5-game series in early August. 0-1 pitch, over but low. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Anthony Chavez. Sod Busters lost 3 out of 4 to Spearfish, while Fremont beat Oahe in the first game of their series 15-2, but then lost a doubleheader on Sunday after they were rained out on Saturday. A couple of 7-inning games. 1-1 pitch, and it's strike 2 on Chavez. 7-3 and 4-1. The Oahe Zap hadn't won many this year, and they go on the road and beat the first half champs, the Fremont Moo, 2 out of 3. That gave you a lot of hope coming into this 3-game series, and Hastings certainly had its chances yesterday, but could not come out on top. Mueller with a 1-2 pitch. Just misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chavez. Meant to the fact Fremont sweeping Hastings so far this year. The Sod Busters 179 against Fremont with a 5.08 ERA. Fremont hasn't hit it particularly well, 255, but a 1.86 earned run average against the Sod Busters the first 7 games. 2-2 pitch. High for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Chavez. 1 out, nobody on. Third inning, it's a scoreless tie as we approach the end of the first third of this 9-inning game here at Duncan Field on a steamy 4th of July, but yeah, it's hot, but it's the 4th of July. You can't expect this kind of weather, and right now we'll take the 90-degree weather and hope the severe thunderstorms stay away. 3-2 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball back up the middle. The shortstop for Fremont has it. Throw to first in time. Easton Steck over to Andrew Kirchner for the second out of the inning. And Mueller and Miller both in nice little grooves right now as this game rolls on.
It's a good effort by Chavez after falling down early in the count just to make Mueller throw just a few extra pitches, even though he ultimately grounded out. Just get that pitch count up. It's a hot day, and yeah, these are Nebraska. They were playing baseball in Nebraska, but some of these guys aren't used to the heat yet as they come from all around the country.
Cale Jensen back in there, probably the hardest hit ball of the day for either team, as Jensen smoked one to right field and got a double that deflected off the glove of Jason Clark. Takes strike one here. Jensen, the Central City product, going to North Dakota State. 0-1 delivery, and that's taken for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes on Cale Jensen on that 86 mile an hour. Flight Scope says it may have been high, but Flight Scope's not the umpire yet. That's the eventually the computers are going to run everything. AI is going to own the world, man. 0-2 pitch, and this one hit hard to center field, but that's where fly balls go to die. As Neil Jensen back a few steps, makes the catch, and the Sod Busters quiet here in the third inning. We head to the fourth. Still no score. Fremont and Hastings, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Top of the order coming up for Fremont here in the fourth inning. A fast-moving game, and I hate to say that because usually when you say fast-moving game, it really that is the curse. But we hope for the fast-moving game today with potential severe weather on the way, and they're trying to get the guys in and out of the dugouts in fast order. Scott Fincham, home plate umpire. Daniel Roth is the field umpire. As Fremont getting set to send Jansen, Swales, and Long to the plate against Marcus Miller. Miller got into a little jam in the first inning and threw 28 pitches. Since that time, he has really been able to maximize his pitch count, has thrown just 21 pitches the last 2 innings combined. And Miller hoping for another long outing. We could see a big Hastings day with Marcus Miller, a Hastings grad, and going to Hastings College. Braden Mackey, a Hastings guy, is scheduled to be the first man out of the pen today. A Mackey returnee from last year's battled shoulder injury. He is a Division I signee going to go to Oral Robertson. You know, that's a pretty darn good program to go to. Line drive right at Landon Gaz. Neil Jansen smoked one, and Gaz took it right in the glove. Allowed out here in the fourth.
That's where you just hang your head, go back to the dugout, and say, I can't hit it any harder. But right at the guy, Gaz did not even have to move. That was, if you're playing catch, that's where you hit your guy, right in the chest.
Ben Swales, who has the lone hit for Fremont, his first pitch swinging and fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike on Ben Swales. Swales against the Hastings Sod Busters, 250 coming into today. A couple of multi-hit games, did go 0 for 3 yesterday. 241 for the season. Tied for the team lead in triples and far and away the leader in stolen bases. He was caught stealing his first time up as he tried to take third base after he advanced to second on a buck. Count 1 ball, 1 strike on Swales. And this one is hit hard to left field. Cale Jensen on his horse back into the left field gap, and he will not get there as it one-hops the wall. Swales hits the second base bag. He's not stopping. Here comes the throw to third, and it's not going to be in time, and it got a piece of Swales, and hopefully he's okay. I'm not sure if that caught Swales on the fly. He looks like he's all right. When all is said and done, he'll be at third with 1 man out.
I think it might have caught the umpire, too, as Home plate umpire caught up a little bit gimpy as his first couple steps, but appears that he's all right.
Yeah, they get bounced off of Swales, and they got the ankle of the home plate umpire, Scott Fincham. But now here's the first best scoring chance of the game for Fremont. A runner at third, less than 2 outs. Can they two? Miller would love to find a way to get a strikeout right here. Long has not had a good time against Hastings this year, just 217 after an 0 for 5 day yesterday against the Sod Busters. Miller brings home the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Long didn't think so, as he will head to the dugout, and that is a large second out in the fourth as he tries to survive this inning with no damage done.
Pitch may be inside there, but as a hitter, especially with the zone today, you got to at least spoil that pitch. But then again, if your Miller is pumping that inside part of the play with the fastball, it's so tough to pull the trigger on for some right-handed hitters, as you see the ball coming right in at your hands, and then you're ended up striking out for strike 3.
It's all about location for Miller in particular with that 76-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's a high pop-up into left field. Jensen has it measured. He makes the catch off the bat of Jason Willers. The one-out triple does not come home to roost. A good job for Miller to work around that, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's still scoreless. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
It is Sod Buster Baseball as the Hastings Sod Busters and the Fremont Moo locked in a good pitcher's duel between Landon Mueller and Marcus Miller. Sod Busters will have 3, 4, and 5 coming up here in the bottom half of inning number 4. As we saw Miller work his way through that fourth inning, gave up the one-out triple, but able to survive that. He's thrown 57 pitches so far and struck out 5. And the big stat, he's walked only 1 to this point in the game. So he's, he hasn't walked anybody. Landon Mueller has given up 1 walk so far. The Sod Busters had a decent chance back in the first with a double and a walk, and nothing since. As Mueller completing his warm-up tosses here in inning number 4 of a scoreless game at Duncan Field. We haven't seen many scoreless games through 3.5 innings. As Marcos Cabranes will step into the right-handed box. He struck out looking his first time up. Strikeouts have been big for both teams, and Mueller and Miller both finding a way to get called third strikes here today. Mueller brings it home. Cabranes squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Mueller, one of those pitchers who works exclusively out of the stretch, whether he has runners on or not. Landon Mueller. He's a Fremont guy, goes to Southeast Community College. His lone win of the year coming against the Hastings Sod Busters. Trying for a second win. Cabranes squares to bunt again and takes it for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And after back-to-back squaring, we see Ben Swales at third base come in a few steps, in on the grass momentarily. Now he backs up on the brown portion of the turf. It's all turf infield. 2-0 pitch. Cabranes swings away and pops it foul. 2 balls and a strike on Marcos Cabranes, one of the several players of the last few years who've come to Hastings from Arkansas Tech. One of the Wonder Boys on this team. A business and criminal justice major at Arkansas Tech. 2-1 the count on Marcos Cabranes, multi-talented player, can play the middle infield spots. Outstanding catcher, and he's behind the plate today. 2-1 pitch on the way. Way upstairs, 3-1, as Mueller in danger of walking his second, and the Sod Busters trying to find a way to get their leadoff man aboard for the first time in the game. Mueller doesn't like the baseball. We'll toss it in and we'll get an exchange here. We're at Duncan Field, this 4th of July matchup. Quick 2-game homestand, then the two teams will go to Fremont to wrap up this split series, and then it's off to North Dakota for a matchup with the Badlands Big Sticks up in Dickinson, North Dakota. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's low for ball 4. Cabranes good at bat there. He's aboard, and how will the Sod Busters play it now with their 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up against Landon Mueller? Cabranes, a threat to steal. The Sod Busters play a little small ball. Zach Vital, certainly a capable bat. One of the top batting averages on the team of the guys remaining on the squad. Quick throw over to first. Cabranes is only about a step and a half off, trying to catch him napping. Andrew Kirchner applies the tag, but Cabranes going nowhere. As the Sod Busters, the wheels are returning right here. Runner goes. Pitch. Taken for a strike. Throw it out to second base, and Cabranes is safe. Stolen base for Marcos. He's in scoring position. Nobody out, and Vital watched it go by for ball 1. See what the Sod Busters can get done now. Are you still bunting here? Actually, they called that a strike as Vital stands in. 0-1 the count on Vital, and he takes outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Vital, who walked his first time up. He advanced to second. The official scoring showed that he advanced on a wild pitch. As Mueller brings the pitch home. Low and outside, 2-1, and all of a sudden Mueller's lost the zone a little bit. He's been pretty good at getting strike 1 and strike 2, other than the walk to Vital, and Cabranes, the first man to walk since that time. He rolled his way through the second and third innings. Sod Busters threatening here in the 4th. Cabranes a decent lead out at second. 2-1 delivery on the way. That's inside. A good stop by the catcher, Jason Willers, and it's 3-1 on Vital as the Sod Busters trying to find a way to get the first run home here in inning number 4.
Vital just 3 for his last 17, and like I mentioned, the guy he struggles hitting at home, and ever since he's came back from his concussion injury, just not been the same guy at the plate yet.
3-1 pitch on the way. Ball 4. Borderline pitch does not go Mueller's way. Now the Sod Busters with an opportunity. Nick Jones up there, the best RBI guy, although he is a double play candidate too with the way he hits it hard. There is going to be a visit to the mound here as Mueller will be talking with his pitching coach. Hastings Sod Busters trying to find a way to beat Fremont for the first time this year. The Moo with a victory yesterday by a score of 6-5. Fremont took a 5-0 lead after 3.5. Sod Busters got an unearned run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Able to tie it up in the 7th and had a great chance to grab the lead in that frame. Had a runner at third, less than 2 outs, could not get the go-ahead run across. Fremont would plate the eventual winning run in the top half of the 9th inning. We're in the bottom half of the 4th right here as the Sod Busters and the Fremont Moo are scoreless as Nick Jones will step into the left-handed box for the Hastings Sod Busters. Artie's got his mechanical engineering degree, will work on his master's in business when he heads back to Arkansas Tech, the Little Rock Baptist Prep High School grad. Little brother Grant has left the team for the time being. Pitch is taken upstairs to attend to personal issues. Count 1 ball and no strikes on Nick Jones, who did square to bunt right here. We'll see how Hastings plays it as Fremont has their first and third baseman in on the green portion of the turf. Middle infielders hoping for a double play ball. Jones squares again, gets a perfect bunt down, and it's bobbled by the pitcher. Throw to first in time. Mueller did a good job hanging with it. He tried to go bare hand. It bounced away from him momentarily, came right back up into his hand, and he throws to first to get the out. Sacrifice completed. Cabranes to third, Vital to second. It'll be up to Landon Gaz and Kyle Hiltbrand, guys who are relative newcomers to the team, to try to bring those two guys home. 2 on, 1 out, no score in the fourth. Sod Busters trying to break on top, and Landon Gaz tries to get it done. 270. He's knocked in 5 for the year, and he's scored 8 times. Here's the pitch. Drills this one to the left center field gap. That will score both runs. Sod Busters will get 2 on the board as Gaz rounds first. He's headed to second, and Hastings has a 2-0 lead on the 2-run double from Landon Gaz.
Better look out when the Gazmanian Devil plugs the gap and flies around the bases. Second double in as many nights for Landon, and perfect timing to get those 2 runs in.
Gaz 1 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 2 today, and the Sod Busters still in business with a runner at second and only 1 man out as Kyle Hiltbrand tries to deliver him. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner for a strike, and Hiltbrand totally fooled by that one. He thought that one was coming right at him as he buckled the knees and takes strike 1 on that 77-mile-an-hour curveball. Runner at second, 1 out, 2 home on the double from Gaz. This pitch is on the inside corner for strike 2. Hiltbrand thought it was inside as he motions back to the home plate umpire, but again, the zone has been fairly liberal both sides. Scott Fincham has heard about it from both teams, but I think it's been fair both ways. Sod Busters have a 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A 3-pitch strikeout as Hiltbrand goes down. It'll be up to Josh Printer if the Sod Busters are going to get any more after the 4th strikeout from Mueller. Josh Printer grounded out his first time up. He'll stand the right-handed box here for the Hastings Sod Busters. A nice addition to the team. Still looking for his next college stop as the pitch is taken inside for a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes on Josh Printer. Hitting .239 coming into today. Against Fremont this year, 2 for 14. 1-0 delivery, breaks the bat right there. You're going to owe Scott Galusha a few bucks for that as he'll walk back to the dugout. No, probably not. New piece of lumber coming up here. I haven't seen that happen this year. I think it's the first time I've seen it happen.
I don't think we have. You see Scott over there in the bleachers looking on. He's like, you got to be kidding me. No. But yeah, that is the first time we have seen a busted bat, at least a bat that is broken off a piece here at Duncan Field today, but quickly had that other piece of lumber there ready, so we'll see what this new bat can do for Josh.
1 ball and 1 strike the count on Printer. Pretty much has become the everyday shortstop, takes it high and tight. And Scott would have certainly funded that if that would have been a broken bat that would have just carried right over the shortstop's head and brought home the run. But, you lose it on a foul ball. I don't know. They'll have to negotiate. 2-1 the count on Josh Printer. Here's the pitch. Hits this one down the left field line, and that is going to be trouble. And keep that bat. Printer's around first. He's headed to second with an RBI double as Gaz scores, and the Hastings Sod Busters have taken a 3-0 lead. And Mr. Printer, I think you just earned yourself that new bat.
Josh showing off the power there. That's a couple of balls that have been smoked and finally not at fielders. It seems like most of the balls Sod Busters have hit have been at or near a opposing defender, but fastball in the inner part of it, Printer went with it, got some good barrel on that, and gets home another run.
And that's a 2-out hit too. Love that to really make it tough on the opposing players. A little demoralizing there, on the verge of getting at it with 2 runs allowed, and now Printer makes it a 3-run lead, and Lane Shire's trying to change places here, or maybe just fight one off for a single here to bring the 4th run home in the inning. 1-0 delivery is on the way. That's in the dirt. Back to the screen, and the Sod Busters have a runner at third base with 2 outs. Now an infield single could score the run, or another wild pitch perhaps, as Mueller is struggling a bit. Fremont, we think they have action down in the first base pen, but it's so hard to see with kids playing in the playground area there, as it's like a mystery. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Lane Shire's number 9 hitter. Stands in for the Hastings Sod Busters. Printer at third. Here's the pitch. Taken upstairs. It's 3 balls and no strikes on Lane Shire's, and Landon Mueller, who was so effective the first 3 innings, has really seen it come undone here in the 4th. A pair of walks to open the door. A perfect bunt for Nick Jones. The Sod Busters have come up with a pair of doubles to plate 3. 3-0 pitch, and that is ball 4. So 3 walks in the inning, 4 in the game now for Landon Mueller, and we'll see the head coach come out, Ben Asher, and there will be a pitching change. We'll take a break. Sod Busters lead it 3-0, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Sod Busters have taken a 3-0 lead, and they will now face Jacob Ortiz, 5'11", 166-pounder. Out of Tucson, Arizona, goes to Saracoso Community College. The Coyotes, he's not got a record at 12.6 ERA, making his 3rd appearance. An inning and 2/3. He's allowed 3 runs, no hits. He's walked 4, so walks have been an issue for him, just like they were for Landon Mueller here in this inning, as Mueller walks 3 in the inning, 4 in the game, goes 3 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on just 3 hits while striking out 4. And the Sod Busters, nice to see them string some offense together. Yesterday, just kind of all over the place, but were able to find a way to claw together 5 runs today. All their offense basically come in this inning. Hadn't done a whole lot, and then the walks set the table. On the bottom of the order, getting it done with some doubles.
That's what we've been talking about. Sod Busters have struggled with runners in scoring position, just hitting .230, slightly below their overall average, but 2 hits this inning with runners in scoring position, and great to get the guys the opportunities and actually come through here. And now you give your pitching staff a 3-run and hopefully more lead after this inning to work with, and hopefully get that first win of the year here tonight.
As Anthony Chavez, top of the order, 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. And he'll be facing Ortiz here with a runner at 3rd and 2 men out. Printer able to get a 2-out double to bring home Landon Gaz, who had a 2-run double earlier in the frame. 3-0. Sod Busters on top of the Fremont Moose. Same 2 teams tomorrow in Fremont. Then Hastings will have a day to rest up, or perhaps a travel day. I'm not sure what the travel plans are in particular. They may be just hitting the road on Thursday for that long old trip to North Dakota to take on the Badlands Big Sticks. Throw to first, it gets away, and the Sod Busters will score another run here. Shires hits the bag at 2nd. He's going to go all the way to 3rd and stay there. They tried the pick play at first with Shires at 1st, Printer at 3rd, and Ortiz throws it away and hands the Sod Busters a run with Printer coming in from 3rd base.
Brand new pitcher in the game, make him work for it, and we'll take that gift there. It's a nice 4th of July gift there for the Sod Busters as they have their 4th run here.
God bless America. 4-0. The Sod Busters on top and looking for more. Runner at 3rd once again. There was runners at 1st and 3rd moments ago, and the pitch is taken low. Great base running for Shires, who never hesitated as he hit the 2nd base bag. And Chavez will take ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And Ortiz, but there's nothing worse than committing your own error when you come in. How will that affect your pitching outing? Still a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Chavez trying to come through, and this one is hit hard but foul as Shires kind of had to duck out of the way of that one. Don't want to dive into fair territory and get hit there, but he was able to avoid that contact. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count on Chavez. Chavez nearly had his team leading 8th double of the year as he could have snuck that one inside the bag at 3rd. He would have likely been at 2nd with an RBI. Here's the pitch. This one is bounced to the left side. Could be a tough play. Backhanded by the shortstop. Long throw. Safe. Safe at first. It's an infield single for Chavez, and the Sod Busters lead it 5-0 as Shires scores from third.
Interesting developing play over there on the left side. I saw Swales kind of give up on that ball. Thought he might be able to get to that. If you're the third baseman, you're supposed to cut it off if you can, but he gave way to Steck, who had to make an off-balance backhanded throw, and Chavez just beats the Rap at first.
So Easton Steck, excellent effort, but Chavez hustling down the line, and Hastings has a 5-0 lead, continuing the onslaught with 2 outs, and Cale Jensen, the 9th man to bat in the inning, tries to keep it going. So Hastings has a 5-run inning to take command here against the Fremont Moo. Pitch low and outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jensen. Cabranes and Vital set the table with a pair of walks, a 2-run double for Gaz, an RBI double for Printer. An error scores a run. Lane Shires walking. He scores on the infield single from Chavez, as Hastings taking full advantage of the opportunities presented them. First error of the game in this inning. Pitch low, a late go for Chavez. He is down and out at second base. A little delayed steal action there. Nice tag applied by Steck. That will end the inning, but a positive go for the Sod Busters as they score 5. We'll have the 5th inning when we come back. Hastings leads at 5-0, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sod Buster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
5-0, Hastings on top. Marcus Miller has some run support. We'll see how he does, as he has been outstanding through the first 4 innings. And once again, here's Ryan Valenta.
Miller with 4 great innings, like you said, Steve, just 2 hits. No runs to speak of. No walks, a big factor too, and to go along with 5 strikeouts. We mentioned Marcus isn't going to blow you away or strike you out by any means too often, but 5 strikeouts through 4 innings, you will take that any day. And now he's got 5 runs to go with here for the Sod Busters. And for Fremont, they will send up 5, 6, and 7 against Marcus Miller, Henry Heyman, Andrew Kirchner, and Easton Steck for the Moo half of the 5th inning. We are joined by Scott Galusha, general manager and owner. Scott, we're talking to you with a lead.
I smiled. I'm like, hey, this is going to be fun. I don't have to talk about some of the same things. But, you know, what I'm proud of, Ryan, is we showed a lot of fight last night, had a chance to win, which was great. Just got to get over the hump, and they came out today and played good baseball.
And this is a Fremont team that's won the first half, too. So
yeah,
great team to play against.
You know, I keep saying it. I like to say things. You know, you hold the keys when you believe it. We got to get these kids to believe that they're as good as all these other teams. And Brian and I, my co-owner, were just visiting about it. And I like our chances against all the teams we play. You know, the Badlands, I think, is a little bit better than most. And, of course, the Prospects have a extremely talented roster. But I think once these guys understand that they can beat these teams, I think good things are going to happen. It's a good group.
Yeah, and you definitely picked July as the toughest part of the schedule for these guys. Lots of games against the Prospects, Badlands, and a few more against Fremont.
Yep.
That pitch just misses outside. Count goes to 2-2. But you have Oahe in another weekend series. But this is a team, that struggled in the first half. But all the times I've been out down in the dugout, just chatting with the guys taking pictures, the energy always seems really high, and they don't seem demoralized at all.
Well, they're really good kids, and they're a little frustrated because, you know, our record surely doesn't dictate how we've played. I mean, we've had a few games where we haven't played very well, but the vast majority of the games we've had a chance in, and we just can't make the big play or get the right hit at the right time. And so hopefully, we always say in baseball those things even out. So hopefully it'll happen for us in the second half.
And it kind of happened that way in the last inning too. Sod Busters with 5 runs and 3 hits rather, coming with either runners in scoring position or 2 outs. So situational hitting we've talked about. It seems like they haven't been able to get the job done, but it's got to be a little bit encouraging to know, hey, we can do this against the team that won the first half, then we can probably do this against anybody going forward.
You bet. And again, that's just that hump we got to get over. It's nice to see Marcus. Nice play by Josh.
Oh, do it! Do it, Josh Printer!
Nice
sliding grab to his left, got up and threw out Andrew Kirchner at first by a quarter step. Wow, what a play by Josh as he robs Kirchner of a base hit there.
Fantastic play. It's really good to see Marcus Miller throw well. He's a good young man, and this is a little step up in some competition for him, and he's done a great job today. Not beating himself, had a walk in the first inning, but other than that, he's made him beat us, and we've done a nice job fielding the ball behind him.
And Marcus, like you said, he's been frustrated probably because he struggled a bit in his first 5 appearances on opening day. Had probably his best appearance, but notwithstanding today, but getting ahead of all these hitters, it seems like that's given him a lot more confidence, just getting strike 1, even strike 2 to these Moo hitters, and they've had almost no answer for him so far.
Yeah, that's what Marcus does. Marcus doesn't throw the ball really hard, but he locates well. He's got to get ahead. He's got to get early pitch contact, and there again, weak contact to short. Simple 6-4, 6-3 play. Another clean inning for Marcus.
Marcus Miller with his third 1-2-3 inning of the game already. And we haven't been able to say that too many times. And Scott, I was talking about with Steve too, I was looking at the box score for the other games, and this is the longest game here at Duncan Field where we have had neither team score yet this season.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe there. The early offense coming from everybody.
That's right.
But it's finally good to be on the winning side of it so far, it seems like.
It is nice. They're playing well. And again, hooting and hollering, having fun in the dugout, which is great. I mean, they all get along, and that's really the most important thing. It's a learning experience for these kids, and I just hope that they continue to play better because it's a lot more fun when things are going your way.
So obviously Marcus is pitching very well right now. You can probably see him for an inning or 2, maybe more, but word on the streets, we might have a new arm from the bullpen.
We do, yeah. Braden Mackey will be second in the game today, although I think Marcus is probably through 5 innings, probably around 70 pitches. I don't know that for sure, but it's just my mental clock says he's probably at 70.
67, so you're very close. That's a very good guess.
I knew that was pretty close. But yeah, so Braden Mackey he played for us last year and got off to a really bad start, and then was really worked hard in the second half of the season for us last year, and was one of our most expensive our best pitchers down the stretch. And so we're excited for him. He's got a chance to play at Oral Roberts next fall, and he's kind of taking care of his arm early in the summer, and now he's gonna be a nice addition to this pitching staff for the last third.
Oral Roberts, a team that made the College World Series this season, so it'll be fun to see him in an Oral Roberts uniform next season. But for Braden, just nursing the shoulder, can we expect to see him a lot, or are we just going to get him just a few tune-up appearances here in the fourth going?
No, I think we'll, depending on what we're going to do with Shaw, he may be a late inning guy, and he may be a guy that might start a little bit for us. We've got a couple pitchers that we're going to add here down the stretch in the last 3.5 weeks or so, and 2 of those guys are starters, so we're going to just kind of see how it works out. The Juden brothers have done a nice job for us starting-wise, and so we know we can count on them, and Marcus Miller does a nice job, and so we've got some guys that can do it and guys that continue to get better, and we'll see where Mackey fits in.
Sod Busters coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cale Jensen leads off, followed by Marcos Cabranes, then Zach Vital. Anthony Chavez singled in the last at-bat, but was caught stealing as Jensen swings and misses. And speaking of stealing, we see on paper this is a tale of 2 different squads here on paper. Fremont they're running all over the place. Sod Busters not too much. If you have the right guys, personally, Scott, what's your opinion on using that speed on the bases for a factor there?
Well, typically we like to play that way at Duncan Field. We like to bunt some and play small ball and run a lot. We don't have quite as many burners as we've had in the past, but we do have the equalizer that we knew. That's why Marcus was going to catch against them today. Marcus is so good behind the plate, already thrown one guy out, and I may have missed another one, but I know he threw out one guy. And actually that was a great play by Xavi to make that play at third. But Marcos can stop a running game, and that's a big thing against Fremont.
Yeah, it's Marcos threw out his 7th runner of the year, and it was their leading base stealer, Ben Swales, who's just a couple stolen bases shy of already 30 stolen bases on the season. That's just insane to think about, especially in this league where most of the guys, I'm doing my sheets, they don't have more than 10.
No,
so
they run and run and run and run, and it's good. They play baseball the right way. It's fun to watch. It's irritating sometimes when it doesn't go our way. That's why you don't see. We got a couple guys that are a little harder, a little longer to the plate. We try not to throw them against Fremont just for that matter, because it's a run, run, run. So Marcus is pretty quick to the plate, and Braden Mackey has a nice move to first too. So both those things coupled with Marcos behind the plate should slow down that running game.
Cale Jensen works the walk. That fastball was just a little high as Ortiz on the mound and Willers behind the plate thought they had Jensen struck out. So Jensen is on base, and Jensen's a guy who's been a nice addition to the team. He's had his 4-game hit streak snapped last night, but that double in the first inning, and he will start anew. And here is Marcos Cabranes as he swings and misses for strike 1.
Good swing there by Marcos. Try to pull it a little bit, maybe a little bit away, but a good swing by him nonetheless. You know, Cale was one of the first guys we had signed, but then he had wrist surgery just shortly before the season started. That's why he was a little bit of a late add to us, but he was one of the first guys on that roster.
And you can, I mean, you hear hand or wrist surgery, you're thinking, oh, well, they'll have to take the summer off and rest up for the spring.
Yeah.
Nope, Cale just needed a few weeks of the opening season off, and here he is in the Sod Busters uniform and hitting bombs. 3 home runs on the road trip against Spearfish. You almost wish Duncan Field was a little bit smaller to right field just for him at some times, it
well,
seems.
he surely has some power. We've got to work on the finer points of baseball with Cale a little bit, because there's some things. Ooh, nice
Marcos
effort on the hit
Cabranes, yeah, that Jensen was running on the pitch, and that probably got the Sod Busters out of a double play there as Cabranes grounds out to Kirchner, 3 unassisted. If he gets that cleanly, that's probably an easy step on the first and toss it over to second for a double play right there.
Yeah, you know, it's a hit and run, so Marcos was going to swing no matter what, and he tried to chop one right in the hole and just couldn't quite get it in the hole, but a good execution by Marcos to try to get it done, and at least we got that runner to second, and now hopefully we can get the job done here and extend that lead.
Zach Vital bats. Jensen a big lead off second, but stays put. Ball 1 for Vital, and we've been mentioning this broadcast. Vital, he's with 2 walks. He's one of the few guys who has completely different home and road splits. Vital coming into the game hitting 167 at home, but 408 on the road. Just shows you, it seems like playing at Duncan Field compared to the other road games can maybe throw your approach off at the plate depending on how you play.
Well, it's definitely a lot different game compared to Duncan Field everywhere else we play.
So it's strike 1 to Zach Vital as the count goes to 1-1. Vital missed some time with a little bit of a mild concussion, and
well, we took him through he passed all the concussion tests, but he's had a history of some concussions. So when we took him through the test and he passed all those tests, we wanted to just be careful with him and gave him, I think we gave him a little over a week, and I wouldn't let him go back into play until I felt like I got a straight answer for him. So he passed all those concussion tests, but we know he has a history of that a little bit, so we try to be as careful as we could.
That's good to hear. Vital in the midst of a 3-for-17 go, as that's right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Jensen gets the wave around home. He will score without a throw as the pitch is lined into center field, and Zach Vital drives in another run for the Sod Busters. They lead 6-0, courtesy of Zach Vital's 11th RBI of the year.
And now, Ryan, one of the things that we've been harping on all year, we need to go back to Marcos Cabranes' at bat. He gave himself up for the hit and run, stayed out of the double play, and moved that runner to second. He doesn't do his job, that's not a run. So those are the baseball plays that we need to make, and if we start making those in the second half, we're going to be a tough team to beat.
And here is Nick Jones speaking of tough team to beat, tough guy to get out at the plate. That one is bounced in there, but somehow Willers gets a body on that and keeps that in front. And for Nick, one of the returner guys on the team, how big is it to have some of these guys here returning and kind of have sort of a leadership role here in the dugout here in this season?
Well, it's great to have guys that have been here and know what we do and know what it takes to be a Sod Buster and how we handle ourselves on and off the field. And Nick Jones is a perfect example of that. And Nick's our best hitter. He may not have the best numbers, but I know we're going to get a professional at bat from Nick Jones. And if you remember, we just talked about doing your job. His last at bat, you don't often ask your best hitter to bunt. We asked him to bunt, and then Landon Gaz did his job right behind him to give us the lead. And so those little things add up, and those are the plays that we just haven't been making in the first half. And when we can take advantage of those things and understand how baseball works and do your job in the box there, good things are going to happen.
Good pitch from Ortiz there to take something off and get Jones out in front, so he faces a 1-2 count with Zach Vital at first base. And first the 1-2 pitch here. And it's grounded to the right side, and they will go to second for one, on to first, and the ball gets away, and Jones will think about second, but will be satisfied with first. Vital's forced out at second on the 4-6 fielder's choice, and he will trade places with Nick Jones there.
Good hustle down the line from Nick to break up that double play. It was going to be close one way or the other, but I think he was going to get there, but good hustle nonetheless. He's running hard right out of the box.
And speaking of Jones's little brother, Grant Jones, we saw him back, had a pinch hit appearance, didn't make the road trip, and to hear that he might have re-aggravated something in that ankle is...
No, he was fine. He was getting better, but he had a family thing that he needed to take care of. And so we miss Grant. Grant is a fine young man and a good baseball player, and from a family that I just think the world of, and needed to take care of something at home. So we gave Nick the chance to go home as well. Nick decided he wanted to stay, but Grant felt like he was better served to go back home. So we miss Grant, but we're glad we still have one of my two favorite Jones brothers. But we wish the Jones family the best.
Good deal for Grant, and we wish him the best the rest of the summer as Nick advances to second on the wild pitch for Landon Gaz. And it's been good weather so far. Let's see, we're approaching on 5:30 here, and you told everybody before the game we might need to cut this out a little early. What's it looking like right now? I see you got the app open.
I do. As soon as I'm done talking to you, I'll call the weather service again. And sort of so far they've been right on the money with what's happening. There's a lot of stuff that's building south of us and east of us. But right now we're going to be okay. But I think as we get to that 6:30 range, it's going to be tough either way. So we're going to go as long as we can and pay attention to the skies and make sure we take care of the fans and the players out here, and we'll have to make a decision here a little bit. But at least we've got enough to get this game called or played enough to make it an official game one way or the other, and hopefully that weather will hold off and get us all the way through.
There's strike one to Landon Gaz, and just need 5 innings, or 4.5 technically, have the away team batting to make it an official game, and definitely more comfortable calling it as an official game with the Sod Busters holding a 6-0 lead. They have 5 hits to Fremont's 2 as 3-1 pitch coming to Landon Gaz. And there is ball 4 as Gaz works the walk, and seems like he's one of the guys who's had very good plate control, and when he's swinging it good, and we saw that 4th inning double that just absolutely a missile in the gap, and him and Kyle Hiltbrand, the newcomers, Hiltbrand at the plate, I think they've been a healthy relief, a breath of fresh air for this offense so far.
They have. Those West Coast guys usually get here late, and Landon was swinging at those borderline pitches on the road trip.
Hiltbrand smokes one, but Duncan Field will hold that one as that is out in Heyman in left field, and the Sod Busters are retired. They leave 2, but they score 1, and 6-0. We will take a quick break, and we will be right back with the 6th inning here on Sod Buster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
5 complete here at Duncan Field. Hastings, a 6-0 advantage over Fremont Moo as they look to send the Moo back to the pastures of Fremont, Nebraska here in game number 2 of 3. As the Sod Busters will wrap up the home part of the series today and will play their game 3 in Fremont at Muller Field tomorrow night. Marcus Miller back out on the mound for the Sod Busters. All he has done is pitch 5 very good innings. As he has scattered 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Definitely, albeit his best performance of the season so far. So Miller on the mound for now. He's at 67 pitches, and we've seen him pitch 90-plus pitches in all but one of his appearances so far this year. So you'd hope to get another inning, maybe 2 out of Miller before, as Scott Galusha said, we'll see Braden Mackey here for the first time out of the pen later on in the game. First pitch to Tyler Hummel is a breaking ball on the outside part for strike 1 to Tyler Hummel, who's 0 for 1 with a groundout. Breaking ball, same pitch. A little bit farther outside, but still gets the call as Fremont still just through their second time through the order. As Miller has just faced 1 over the minimum so far in this game today. Miller facing the minimum in innings 1 through 3 and 5. The only exception was a triple as Hummel is caught looking for strike 3. And for Miller, his 6th punch out of the day, and he has looked excellent and sharp on the mound today.
You know, I'd be okay with not seeing Braden Mackey until the next homestand. If you just go ahead, Miller, go ahead and finish it today. I'm sure there'll be plenty of innings for Mackey before this summer's over.
Sod Busters have a couple of complete games, but they were part of 7-inning doubleheaders, so don't have a complete game to 9 innings yet, but Miller has done a great job so far. Breaking ball is chopped foul down the left field line for Jason Clark, who struck out in his only plate appearance. Miller's just allowed 2 hits so far, a 1-out single in the first that was erased on a caught stealing. 0-2 is outside for ball 1, and the 4th inning was a rope of a triple from Ben Swales, but he was left stranded at third with just 1 out. So Miller has been firing on all cylinders so far today. 1-2 inside for ball 2. Seen pitches close like that called a strike. And Jason, it doesn't help if you boo the umpire after every pitch. Not going to win you any favors there. 2-2 pitch from Miller. Curveball is whacked into left field, but just foul. And Clark at home plate just had waited just a tad bit longer, would have had himself a hit, maybe extra bases. Clark did not play in the game yesterday and just played in 1 game earlier this year versus the Sod Busters. 2-2 is grounded to short. Printer on a couple hops gobbles it up and over to first in time. 2 up and 2 down for Miller. And that'll turn it over to the top of the order in Neil Jansen.
I'm going to go back to the bat magic. I think it's Excalibur. He got that new bat. He got the double, and Printer made that unbelievable defensive play after that. Now another good defensive play. You got to bronze that bat.
I knew I was forgetting to talk to Scott about something, and that's what it was. Asking him about the bat and how that all works out. And for your Printer, you're just joining us. Printer with his RBI double came after breaking his initial bat, and the brand new bat proved effective, driving in a run back in the 4th inning. Miller with the 1-0. There's a half-hearted swing as Jansen comes up empty. Count goes to 1-1. Miller from the winds and called a strike. Jansen tried to check his swing, didn't matter. So 1-2 to Miller. Here's that pitch. Fastball. See you later. Marcus Miller, have yourself a day. 7 strikeouts through 6 innings. As Sod Busters have hung 6 consecutive zeros, they hold a 6-0 lead. So they are coming to bat looking for more right after this on Sod Buster Baseball.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.com.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Hastings. Sodbusters will face a new Fremont arm in Jagger Edwards as he takes the mound in relief of Jacob Ortiz and Landon Mueller. Edwards on the year listed as an infielder, but seen most of his time on the mound as he makes his 5th appearance. High ERA at 15.27, all thanks to 8 runs in 3 2/3 innings. Been one of the guys with struggled with control issues, perhaps. 11 walks, just to 5 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .286 off of him. And for the Sodbusters, they will send Printer Shires and Chavez 8-9-1 to the plate against the lefty Jagger Edwards.
But Jagger Edwards, you got to put it in perspective. Here's a guy who goes to Columbia University in New York. Yes, he struggled pitching the ball, but he'll probably be like a U.S. Senator someday in the Ivy League like that, and we'll all be voting for him. Well, we won't here in Nebraska, but well, maybe you'll move to Nebraska, become a politician. Poli-sci major at Columbia. So they have a couple of Ivy Leaguers on this roster. Pretty cool for this Fremont Moo team.
Spending his summer in heart of Nebraska at Fremont, and 4th of July here at Hastings. It's the Sodbusters with the early game here, so we can get you on your way to your 4th of July festivities tonight, here wherever you may be watching. We hope that you stay safe and have a good one here on this Independence Day. Josh Printer bats with his new bat. Takes ball 1 from Edwards. So Printer now on the day with an RBI double. Also grounded out this over to Swales at 3rd. Takes his time over to 1st and is retired for out number 1. Quickly 1 out for Jagger Edwards here for the Moo.
All right, Printer, time for new bat.
Yep.
Yeah, that other one apparently just had the double. I don't know, keep it though. It still had a pretty big hit for you.
I want to say that one you can at least put on the wall of fame there. As I got an RBI double with this bat, but we'll blame the left-handed pitcher. It's no fun facing southpaws. There's ball 1 to Lane Shires. Shires 0 for 1 on the day. Fouled out to first base in the 3rd and walked in the 4th. Shires, as we've mentioned, had a couple weeks off, just needed a little bit of a break, and he's back in the lineup as he slashes that foul down the right field side. Shires back in center field with the the departure of Gage Frank. Still a possibility. Gage could come back to finish out the season, but we'll have to see on that. Roped right to Swales at third as he reached up just over his hat to make that grab. Shires probably couldn't have hit it any harder, but right at Swales at third. That's allowed out number 2.
Seen a couple of those on either side. Shires robbed of a single there, and we'll see if the Sod Busters can get a little 2-out magic with the top of the order.
So the lineouts are even, as Neil Jansen for Fremont had a hard hit lineout to Landon Gaz at first base, and Edwards has retired the 2 men he's faced. And first pitch is in the dirt to Chavez. Chavez with a single in the 4th and was caught stealing to end the inning. So he's 1 for 3, taking the 1-0 pitch, and comes up empty on that swing there. Chavez had a big RBI single yesterday for the Sod Busters, but his other 4 plate appearances he struck out. So great day, but overshadowed a little bit by the punch out. 1-1, grounded to third. Swales again. Waits, retreats, throws in time. So Swales responsible for all 3 outs on the field for Fremont in the 6th inning. Sod Busters come up empty, but they still lead 6-0. Top of the 7th, right after this.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Marcus Miller back on the mound for the Sod Busters going into the 7th inning. And Steve, I don't know about you, but it's a breath of fresh air to see a lead, and a large lead after this far in the game, and you still got your starting pitcher on the mound.
Tremendous. Hopefully you can just finish the deal. You'd love to get another 1 or 2 out of Miller. Keep in mind he's thrown 81 pitches. 28 of them came in the first inning, so he's only thrown 53 pitches since the first. So Miller, you were wondering how long an outing he was going to have. Is he going to get you through 4? Is he going to get you through 5? Well, here we go into the 7th, and Marcus Miller trying to keep it going, and it is the epitome of 4th of July. There is a young lady in a hot dog costume selling dollar hot dogs. It does not get any better than this here, and I know what Ryan's going to be doing.
Can we get her up here? Where's she at?
Just, yeah, go for it, man. As there she is. There she is. She's out and about, still doing her job, and the Sod Busters trying to finish this one off with 3 solid innings. Ben Swales is at the plate against left-hander Marcus Miller, and the pitch is lined to the right side. That is into right field for a base hit. And so Ben Swales is aboard for the 2nd time. Make it the 3rd time today. How about the day for him? Single, triple, single. The rest of the Fremont Moo do not have a hit. And here's Timon Long. Long is 0 for 2 on the day, as pretty much everyone else is. So cannot retire Swales, and Swales certainly a threat to steal, although do you try to steal when you're down 6? Pitch is fouled back, particularly with Marcos Cabranes, who's already gunned him down once, but that was at third base. No balls and a strike on Long, who grounded out in the 1st and struck out in the 4th. Sod Busters with 5 runs in the 4th, an insurance run in the 5th. 6-0. Take nothing for granted, though. You got to keep throwing strikes and see what happens as this pitch is popped foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on Timon Long. Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, Mason Hendricks in the booth here today as the Hastings Sod Busters looking to pick up their first win of the year against the Fremont Moo, and they'll play the Moo again tomorrow, but it will be at Moeller Field tomorrow night instead of at Duncan Field. Called strike 3. Down goes Timon Long. Strikeout number 8 for Marcus Miller. He has been great
and he just
today.
got tossed.
Ooh.
he had something to say to the home plate umpire there, and Timon Long just got the heave-ho as home plate umpire just threw him out of the game.
And the head coach comes out, and he may not be far behind, as Ben Asher is not a happy camper right now. Both of the teams have had their issues with the particular strike zone at times from the home plate umpire, Scott Fincham. Daniel Roth now over trying to settle the head coach down, but we'll see a new designated hitter as the day progresses, and probably, a frustrating couple of days for Timon Long. He went 0 for 5 yesterday as the leading RBI producer, and it's kind of gone into a little tailspin here, and now he's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and so I think it's all just kind of boiled over for Long and perhaps for the Fremont Moo. That's one thing I've been very impressed with Joel Skipper. I mean, there have been some tough games this year for the Hastings Sod Busters, but he has maintained his composure throughout the course of this year. Just as classy an individual as you're ever going to see, Joel Skipper. Even when he's had questions for the umpires, you haven't seen him, really get terribly upset. Here's Jason Willers now with 1 on and 1 out for Fremont, trailing it by a score of 6-0 as the pitch is taken high for ball, 1 ball and no strikes on the catcher for Fremont, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Miller has been outstanding. Marcus Miller approaching 90 pitches on the day for the Hastings Sod Busters. Left-hander takes a look over at Swales, and this pitch is hit high in the air down the right field line, and that is just foul. I mean, nobody had taken off. It was kind of a bizarre play. Everybody thought it was going to be fair, apparently. I mean, even Ben Swales, he was basically standing at first. Willers kind of half-hearting it down the first base line. That was about a foot from being potential. It wouldn't be extra bases because nobody was running.
I mean, off the bat, I thought, yeah, that's probably going to sneak inside the line, but Swales just flat-footed staring at the ball at first. Even after it landed, I thought that might have been fair, but that's about as close as you can come to a foul ball. And
Fremont's lost a little focus, you
yeah.
feel like. Yep, and hopefully Hastings can just finish the deal and they maintain their focus. Pitch swung on and missed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's not a happy Fremont team right now, and like I say, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, this is a team that's beaten Hastings 6 times in a row, but they're losing their composure here when they fall behind, and just hope that the Sod Busters can find a way to finish the deal, get their last 8 outs, and put this one in the win column. Hard hit ball to the left center field gap. That could be trouble. Shire's on his horse. He won't get there. Swales hits the second base bag. He will go to third, and he will score, and it's an RBI double. So Willers puts that 1-2 count behind him, and Fremont is on the board, making it 6-1 with still only 1 out here in the 7th.
Not a bad pitch by Miller. The curveball was low, but Willers went down and got it and put that in a gap there. No chance for Shires or Jensen to track that one down, and now you finally got something going if you're Fremont, and maybe you feel like you're a little bit back in the game here.
First time in the game they have multiple hits in an inning, and 2 of their 4 hits coming in this frame, beginning with a Swales single, and now the RBI double for Willers, and now it's Henry Heyman at the plate. He's flown out twice to left and to center. 6-1, though. The Sod Busters do lead it with 1 on and 1 out in the 7th. If you're Miller, keep throwing strikes, see what happens, and brings this pitch over but low, apparently. And the runner at second base, the Hastings Sod Busters, with a 6-1 lead, 5 runs in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th. Fremont breaks into the scoring column here in the 7th. Off-speed pitch lofted high in the air into left field. Jensen trying to shield his eyes from the sun. Shires, the center fielder, calls him off. Good play out there as he takes command of the play. That sends Willers back to second base. Heyman is out for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring to the plate Andrew Kirchner.
A little bit of a tougher play out in the outfield with the sun higher than it normally is. As at this point in the game, it'd usually be right in the fielder's eyes, but it's higher up, so good job by both of them to get there and put that away.
Kirchner 0 for 2 in the game, struck out his first time up. He's also grounded out, 2 outs, 1 on, as Miller trying to limit the damage to just 1 as he's over 90 pitches now. His pitch is swung on and missed. Maybe the final inning regardless for Miller, as you're limited out at 110, and Miller 93 pitches as he gets set to go here. Maybe they allow him to come out in the 8th. I guess it's kind of contingent on whether he can get Kirchner out right here. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball foul. Still got good stuff. 77 miles an hour, but not real hard contact there from Kirchner as he just dribbled that one down the first base line. Miller has been excellent with his spots today, and when you're not going to throw at 90 miles an hour, you got to be pretty precise. And Miller's number one did a good job of staying in front of the hitters, and Fremont has not been comfortable against Miller really all day. Miller breaks contact. Kirchner steps out, and we reset here in the 7th, trying to get to stretch time with a 5-run lead. Hastings hasn't had many opportunities to lead it like this. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed, and that will do it for Fremont here in the 7th. They get a run on 2 hits, but it's 6-1 Hastings here at stretch time, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Half of the 7th inning, Sod Busters with the lead by a score of 6-1. 6 runs, 5 hits for Hastings, 1 run, 4 hits for the Fremont Moo, as Hastings getting 4 runs in the 4th, should say 5 runs in the 4th, and then adding a run in the 5th. Fremont got its first run in the top of the 7th inning. A single from Swales. He scored the RBI double from Jason Willers. As out for his 2nd inning of work is Jagger Edwards, the left-hander. And he'll be facing 2, 3, and 4, Jensen, Cabranes, and Vital for the Hastings Sod Busters. Hastings on the road to Fremont tomorrow, playing at Moeller Field. Although when the Fremont Moo play at home, should they call it Mueller Field?
Yes.
I'm just asking. That's
short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.
all right. But they do not, by the way. That game is going to be a 6:35 one tomorrow, and then the Sod Busters will have a day to travel to North Dakota, take it on the Badlands Big Sticks before returning home to Nebraska Prospects. The next home game next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 6:35 each night. Jagger Edwards able to face the minimum in the 6th inning, set him down 1-2-3, out for his 2nd inning of work. As the Sod Busters will have Cale Jensen come to the plate. Jensen, a productive day, had a double back in the 1st. He walked and scored a run in the 5th. As one of the 2 guys, the Hastings Sod Busters did home runs out of Duncan Field this year. Cale Jensen had to work pretty hard to do it. Hit the top of the wall out in right field before it took the right hop over. Jensen takes it at the letters for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Cale Jensen. Bottom half of the 7th inning, Sod Busters need just 6 outs to wrap up a victory here on Independence Day. Jensen hits it pretty well, but that's to center field, and Neil Jansen, no problem there. Jensen to Jansen for out number 1, and Marcos Cabranes will bat for the Hastings Sod Busters.
Jensen, besides his walk in the 5th, has put some pretty good wood on all 3 of those baseballs he's hit, and you got to wonder, it's just about in anywhere else you play, those could be home runs, as Jansen had to go farther back than where he was in center field, but good to see Jensen swinging the ball well. And talked with Scott, and we've talked about it too, Steve, about how Jensen just not too long removed from hand surgery, and here he is playing at Hastings in the summer, so great to have him part of this roster.
Jagger Edwards, lefty to face the lefty Jensen, And Jagger Edwards looks like it's going to be taken out of the game. So a pitching change will be made here in the bottom of the 7th. Sod Busters have a 6-1 lead. We'll tell you about the new Fremont right-hander after this. It's Sod Buster Baseball.
Hastings Sod Busters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sod Busters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodBusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sod Busters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sod Busters.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Fremont goes to the bullpen as we will see Evan Kleinhans out of Berkeley, California. You talk about a guy who made a road trip. He's from Berkeley. He goes to Columbia University in New York. He's the other Ivy Leaguer, and now he is in Fremont, Nebraska for the summer. And Kleinhans making his second appearance in 1 inning. He's allowed 2 runs. Neither of those earned. He's allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, and walked 2, so no record and a 0 ERA. As both of the Columbia guys getting an opportunity in the same inning for this Fremont Moo team, trying to keep it a 6-1 game. There's 1 out, nobody on, with Cabranes and Vital coming to the plate for the Hastings Sod Busters.
His last outing was on June 30th, and that inning pitch just threw 33 pitches, so you have to figure in those. He had 3 days rest, should be well rested, and hopefully for Ben Asher, you don't want to use too many guys in the bullpen. Still got another game tomorrow, and hopefully you can get Kleinhans to eat up the rest or most of these innings here in the final going.
Difference in this game, the 5-run 4th inning when Hastings got it going. A couple of walks to open the frame. Beginning with the guy who's coming up next, Cabranes. Cabranes walked and scored the first run of the game. Vital walked behind him. Landon Gaz with a big 2-run double to prime the pump. Josh Printer with an RBI double. Anthony Chavez, an infield single to bring home a run. Sod Busters also took advantage of an error. 5 in that inning, then an tack-on run there in the 5th, and it's Marcos Cabranes, the catcher, stepping to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day for the Hastings Sod Busters. Marcos, 5 for 15 against Spearfish over the weekend. Against Fremont this year, 260 coming into today, and he takes the first pitch off the shoulder, so there's a hit batsman, and Cabranes aboard with only 1 man out. So tough start for the new right-hander. 4th pitcher of the day, Kleinhans, hits the first man. We saw an inauspicious start for Jacob Ortiz when he came in earlier. Didn't even throw a pitch and had a bad pickoff throw to first. It turned into an error. How will this affect his outing? We'll find out. So the first pitch unsuccessful, and here comes Zach Vital. Vital aboard all 3 times. A couple of walks, an RBI single. 1 for 1 with a run scored for Vital. And he is taking high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Sod Busters trying for a little more insurance here. Just go ahead and run away. Put this baby on ice. Be nice to just kind of have a laugher here at Duncan Field. There haven't been too many opportunities to kind of relax down the stretch. That pitch is taken high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Zach Vital. Runner at first, 1 out. Sod Busters on top 6-1. First home win of the year coming against Casper, but that was a long, drawn-out affair that took 11 innings. Then the Sod Busters came back the next day and picked up a victory as Dalton Juden was outstanding in a 7-inning affair. Pitch taken upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Vital trying to walk perhaps for the 3rd time today. And meanwhile, Kleinhans still trying to find the strike zone as he has not thrown a strike yet. And he still hasn't. That's 5 out of the zone. A hit batsman and a 4-pitch walk. That after Jagger Edwards looked really good through an inning and a third. But wanting to maybe save him for another day, and now the Sod Busters try to take advantage of the next man in the Fremont bullpen.
Well, being an Ivy League guy only gets you so far. You still got to throw it over the plate if you want to be successful on the mound.
And here comes Nick Jones. Here's the pitch, way high, and that's a wild pitch, and still no strikes thrown yet by Kleinhans. So Cabranes now at third base, Vital at second, and Jones will come to the plate with a 1-0 count now, trying to bring home a couple more for the Hastings Sod Busters. This Hastings team already with a 5-run lead, giving up a run at the top of the 7th, but trying to get more as the infield comes in. Pitch upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes on Nick Jones. Jones looking for something to drive, but he may be taking a strike at this point. Kleinhans struggling mightily to find the zone. Second and third, 1 out. The pitch. High for ball 3. It's 3-0. And it's not like the zone if Scott Fincham has been squeezing anybody during the course of this day. So it's been a fairly liberal zone, but right now Kleinhans has not found it. 3-0 delivery on the way. At the letters for strike 1. 3-1 on Jones. So the first strike thrown after 8 had missed. And the 3-1 delivery on the way. Ball 4. Hit batsman, walk, and Landon Gaz, who has the hit that really propelled the Sod Busters to this lead, comes to the plate. He had the 2-run double back in the 4th. He also has walked 1 for 2 on the day for Landon Gaz with a run scored. And if Fremont didn't have action in the bullpen already, it looks like they do right now as they try to get somebody else warm, because Kleinhans has not been the answer.
Kleinhans already the 4th pitcher to pitch in this game so far, and say it again, you know, you got another game tomorrow, and you want to be as successful as you can, getting as efficient with your guys in the bullpen as you can. You don't want to work them too much or space them out too long, but right now for Fremont in this second half, it has just been almost a guessing game. They had that one big win against Oahe. They had the nail-biter win last night, but all the other games have been kind of not close against Fremont, so they're still looking for this second half answer right now.
Meanwhile, the Sod Busters trying to put together a solid second half. They come into today 1-4, Fremont 2-5, but Hastings playing well today. No errors committed in the game for Hastings. They've out-hit Fremont just 5-4, but they lead at 6-1, and there's a miss for ball 1. Taking advantage of the opportunities presented them, and no hits in the inning. Landon Gaz trying to be patient here with the bases loaded and still only 1 out. Kleinhans out of the stretch, and the pitch. Way outside, tremendous backhand stop for Jason Willers, somehow bringing that in, but it's 2-0.
It's like a hockey goalie right there, just swiping at the puck there. It's not one of those pitches where you can slide over and block it. If you get something on it, that's going to bounce all the way up the line. So tremendous stop there to keep the runners at bay.
Good speed at third base. He'd score on anything that gets by him, and that pitch way inside as Marcus Cabranes is now at third base, and 3-0 the count. Cabranes at third, Vital at second, Jones at first. Landon Gaz has the count his way, 3-0. So you see the head coach, Ben Asher, up on the railing, leaning against it anyway, and ball 4. He may be wanting to climb over that railing right now as he has seen it really come undone for his crew in this 7th inning. Cabranes scores, Gaz with his 3rd RBI of the day, and the bases are loaded again for Kyle Hiltbrand, who hit it right on the button his last time up, but lined out to left. You'd take something similar right now, that would score another run. But right now, Kyle may be taking a strike at this point with Kleinhans searching. Out of the stretch. Takes his time, brings it home. That's across at the letters for strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. Hiltbrand 0 for 3 on the day, a pair of strikeouts along with that line out. As the right-hander, Kleinhans has worked himself into a terrible jam since coming in. And this one skied to left field. Should be deep enough to score the run. Vital tags. Here comes the throw. And that will be cut off. And a good job for Hiltbrand to get the job done. A line out to left field. Played well by Henry Heyman, but that scores another Sod Buster run, and they lead it by a score of 8-1.
Perfect piece of hitting there by Kyle. Not trying to do too much with it, just get it in the air and let Vital trot on home. No chance to throw him out there. And now you feel a little bit more comfortable. You got a little more insurance here going into these late innings.
Take a big lead, but tack-on runs are so big. They're so demoralizing to the other team. After Fremont gets a run at the top of the 7th, Hastings comes right back with 2 in the bottom of the frame, and now Josh Printer up to try to continue the inning as he takes strike 1. He followed Gaz's double in the 4th inning with his own RBI double. Sod Busters then get a walk and an infield single to cap the 5-run 4th inning. They now lead it 8-1 against the Fremont Moo. Swing and a miss as Printer went after one way out of the zone, and for the first time in the outing, Kleinschmidt works in front of a hitter here as 0-2 on Printer. Printer's standing in, and it's trying to get out of this inning with no more damage done. Sod Busters with 2 runs in the inning on no hits. Pitch called strike 3, and now it's Hastings' turn to be disappointed with the call, shall we say. But the Sod Busters do get 2 on the board, and after 7 complete, it's Hastings 8, Fremont 1. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
As we head to the 8th inning, a dizzy bat race going on right now. As we'll see the guys stagger down the line. Actually, pretty darn good balance for the dizzy bat race is one of the things that is a fun part of action here in Sod Buster Baseball. Hastings is going to go to the bullpen, and what an opportunity here to come in and try to work on some stuff when you're up by 7 runs. It's the season debut of Braden Mackey. He's a returnee from last year. He is a Hastings guy, went to Cloud County Community College. He is given a Division I opportunity, though. He's signed with Oral Roberts, and Oral Roberts, all they did was make the College World Series this year, so what a chance for Braden Mackey. And he's had some shoulder issues, so going to get a few appearances here for his hometown team this summer. And nice to see Braden Mackey come out of the pen and make his debut. Last year he struggled early on, had some good appearances down the stretch, and Mackey will relieve Marcus Miller, another Hastings guy who was outstanding for his hometown team today, as Marcus Miller wrapping up 7 innings of 4-hit ball, allowing 1 run, struck out 9, didn't walk anyone, and that's one of the keys of his outing today. Throwing first pitch strikes, and a guy who was just outstanding. 96 pitches thrown for Marcus Miller as he gives way to Braden Mackey. And he'll be facing the bottom of the order. And it's, say, even more comfortable for Mackey now with Hastings getting those 2 runs back in the 7th to now take their biggest lead of the day of 7 runs. Got 2 runs on no hits, stranded 2. They've just out-hit Fremont 5-4, but have a 7-run advantage here in the 8th inning. As Mackey, tall right-hander, trying to find a way to put a 0 on the board here and give Hastings an opportunity to take 1 step closer. If Mackey has a good outing, a good inning here, I should say, he probably can finish this game. I think he has a 30-pitch limit, so If he is effective here in the 8th, we will probably see him in the 9th as well, and you would like to find a way to use just one more pitcher today with the matchup at Fremont coming up tomorrow. Here's Easton Steck standing in the right-handed box and takes it upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes as Mackey's first pitch hitting almost 88 miles an hour for the Hastings Sod Busters. So Mackey has a little bit of velocity. Has the 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's inside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Easton Steck. Steck 0 for 3, a pair of ground outs to the shortstop, Josh Printer. Printer's played really well. The Sodbuster defense has been good today. 2-0 delivery. It is outside for ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes on Easton Steck. Sodbuster fans grumble a bit. Fremont has had one of their players tossed for arguing balls and strikes. 4-pitch walk for Easton Steck. And Tyler Hummel will come to the plate. So not the kind of start Braden Mackey was hoping for, but you are a little bit more comfortable and patient now with a 7-run lead with just 6 outs to get.
Yeah, it's probably the best spot you can put Braden in here, just to get a tune-up. Talking with Scott, said that, well, he might trade places with Shaw here in the later innings, depending on how his outings go in the first half season. Oh, what a break there.
Foul ball, as that pitch was sailing over the head of Tyler Hummel. Hummel didn't bring the bat down, and it clanked off the bat. And that's the way to get your first strike of the day, Braden Mackey. I mean, tough to do that every time. The only thing better if it would have been bounced into the field of play and you could have got a 1-6-3 twin killing. But don't get greedy. Just take your 0-1 count. Pitch outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was off the outside of the plate. 8-1, Sodbusters on top. They need 6 outs to win this one. There's a beauty. Off speeders across for a strike. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 73 miles an hour on the curveball, so about 16 miles an hour difference. That will give the hitters pause. 1-2 pitch. Goes back to the fastball, and this one is popped up. Short right field could be trouble, but no. Nice job there as Vital makes a running catch behind first base to get the first out of this 8th inning.
Good play by Vital to range out there. Hiltbrand might have been able to get there, but good effort on Vital's part to take command and put that fly ball away, and that's a big first out. If you don't get that out there, you're looking at a little bit of trouble there, but it's got to be encouraging for Mackey getting that first out on the mound there.
Jason Clark to the plate now. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. His first 2 plate appearances, both of those coming against Miller, who was great. Pitch inside, and it hits Jason Clark. So not what you want to do with a number 9 hitter, or any hitter for that matter, but Clark has scuffled to the plate this year, and now a walk and a hit batsman, and Fremont with a chance to get a rally going here with Neil Jansen come to the plate, who was 0 for 3 against Miller. He's happy to see Marcus Miller gone. This Fremont team, I think, is very happy to see Miller finish his day, as they, other than Ben Swales, struggled mightily. The Fremont team had 1 hit against Miller other than Ben Swales, who went 3 for 3 and scored the lone Fremont run to this point. Pitch over but low. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes to Neil Jansen. Jansen struck out looking in the 1st and 6th and lined out to first in the 4th. Mackey, 1-0 delivery. Inside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. And how patient are you? Like I say, you're up by 7, but you also want to have Mackey have a positive experience with this. He's walked 1, he's hit 1, and now he's fallen behind the man at the top of the order in the Fremont lineup. Little looping liner back up the middle, and that's base hit. So the bases will be loaded with 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Fremont.
Good piece of hitting by Jansen just to send it right back where it came from. Thought maybe Steck may be able to come around and score, but he had to hold up to make sure that ball get past the infield. So you have 1 out, but you have the bases loaded and opportunity to get a ground ball at somebody and turn 2 here.
There is action behind Mackey. A right-hander is pitching for Hastings in the pen. 8-1 the score. Sodbusters with the lead, but Fremont has the bases loaded and only 1 out. Pitch off the inside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Swales. And this is the guy who's had the day. 3 for 3 A triple and a run scored for Ben Swales. Mackey's 1-0. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. As Braden Mackey tried to find a way to get a second out. And now...
Uh-oh. Are we getting in it with the fans now?
Yeah, the home plate umpire has gone to the fans. And that's crazy.
He just threw a fan out of the game. Get out of here.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. Is that JT Cafferty?
He's got a Jones jersey on.
That's JT Cafferty, former Sod Buster, just got himself kicked out of the game. Oh, brother. And here comes Scott Galusha.
Yeah, I don't know as you throw a fan out, do you? I guess, I don't know. But one way or the other, it's. I thought he was going to the Fremont dugout. I'm thinking,
that's what I thought, too.
Why in the world is Fremont complaining? But Scott going to, I guess, walk JT to the exit here. And, well, that kind of puts a damper on things. So, and, you know, to me, you're a fan. You get a chance to. That's why you're here. You get a chance to yell at the umpires. It's not always good, but to me, that's just you kind of have to have a. Here's a foul ball off the foot of Swales. But to me, that's just kind of part of baseball. You got to deal with that if you're an umpire. I mean, you're an umpire. You know, I'm
you
sure
said,
you've heard it.
Yeah, like you said, that's part of the game, and for you to be hearing something from the fan and to know which fan it is, you have to have rabbit ears and. You're getting paid to umpire the game on the field, not take care of the fans in the stands. So that's a weak move right there.
3-1 the count now as the pitch off the inside corner, and so unraveling a little bit for the Sod Busters. Like I say, not for the players, not for the coaches. A fan gets tossed, a former Sod Buster. The pitch is ball 4, and now it's 8-2. And like I say, Fremont working their way right back into it. Thanks in large part to Hastings. A walk, a hit batsman, a single, a bases loaded walk. And I believe Vinny Carone is going to come out and have a word. He's right now talking to the head coach, Joel Skipper, but Carone will visit the mound. We see Landon Gaz over, and I think there's going to be a pitching change made. So Braden Mackey's certainly hoping for a different kind of outing in his debut. The good news is the Sod Busters still lead by 6. The bad news is the bases loaded, only 1 out and 1 run across. So this game not over yet. We'll take a break. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Sod Busters have gone to the pen here, trying to put out the fire, and Caden Cusello will get his opportunity. 6'7", 225-pounder. He's a Hastings College signee, a Grand Island Senior High grad, a rare multi-sport athlete, a guy who's going to be playing baseball and bowling at Hastings College. Bowling is probably his best sport. Caden Cusello, the state individual bowling champion, and helped Grand Island Senior High to the team title this past winter, and he will do both at Hastings College. And from a baseball standpoint, he was pretty good in his last outing. He actually was able to pick up a victory with 1 inning pitch, no runs, no hits on Sunday as the Sod Busters salvaged the series finale against Spearfish. And it's getting a little bit interesting, and not in a good way. 8-2 the score. I was kind of hoping for a boring ending to this baby. Just, you know, get your 6 outs and let's put it in the win column. But Fremont, thanks in part to some wildness, walk hit batsman, single and walk. They've plated 1 run. The bases are loaded, and Cusella tries to come in and get an out here. And this is a new man in the lineup as they have a new DH. Blake Tablazon is in there for Timon Long. Long got tossed earlier. We've seen 2 individuals tossed, a fan and a Fremont player. Not anybody from Hastings in terms of players or coaches, but a Hastings fan got tossed, which I don't know. I can't remember the last time I don't think I've ever seen a fan tossed here. Tablazon drills this one but foul. He's quickly down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So Tablazon, his first opportunity of the day, has not hit Hastings really well, just 3 out of 19. Did go 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday in the 6-5 win for Fremont.
I'll say, if I'm anybody on the field now, I'm not even going to look in the direction of the home plate umpire.
No. Yes,
He's
sir,
got a
no,
short
sir.
trigger now. I mean, I wouldn't want to be victim number 3 here. You got to imagine that it's going to happen.
1-2 pitch is grounded back up the middle. Vital's got it. Only play to first in time. They get the sure out, which is not the worst thing in the world. You'll exchange the run for the out. Tablazon gets the job done in terms of bringing home a run. It's 4-3 on the putout, but that will score the run as Clark comes in. Jansen ends up at third base. Swales is now at second. It's 8-3. And here comes Jason Willers trying to keep the inning going. So a couple of good plays from Zach Vital, the second baseman, here in this inning to get both outs. 2 have scored for Fremont. They battled for 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. It's 8-3, and the pitch is hit hard, left field, base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run home, and this game is not over as Jason Willers will scoot into second with a 2-run double. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just a 3-run game at 8-5, and now Fremont really thinking they're back in it. You try to find a way to get this third out of the 8th inning.
Just about to mention, Willers last time up had an RBI double as well, so he can put the barrel on the ball. I had to be careful there. That off-speed pitch from Cusella hung up there just a little too much, and Willers able to have that same result from his last at-bats with a double.
Now Henry Heyman trying to make it a 2-run game. It's the pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 more base runner. They get the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning as they have already plated 4, all set by the table as the pitch is inside and it hits him. And so indeed, aboard is Henry Heyman. The tying run will come to the plate with 2 outs. As Willers, the back-to-back doubles, he's at second. Heyman now at first. The 9th man to bat will be Andrew Kirchner, and it is just 8-5. Fremont is now hit the Sod Busters 6-5 as Hastings trying to hang on now. Caden Cusella brings home the pitch. Hit to right field. That's trouble. Fielded on 1 hop by Hiltbrandt, and they'll have to play station to station as Kyle made a good play. Not great speed on the bases there with Willers. Willers ends up at third base. Heyman at second. Kirchner with a single, and the 10th man to come to plate in the inning will be Easton Steck. And all of a sudden, the tying runs are aboard with 2 outs. It's 8-5. Never comes easy, does it?
Nope.
Baseball is wonderful and terrible all at the same time as you really want that pitch clock. Here's a wild pitch thrown, throw back home, and they got close to getting him, but he's safe. Cusella's pitch was way over everybody's head, and so a wild pitch scores the 6th run of the game, and now the tying runs are in scoring position with Heyman at third, Kirchner at second. Willers scored on that play, and it's 8-6.
Catcher trying to score the wild pitch there. A little bit of a roll of the dice as Willers barely got a hit ahead of the tag of Cusella.
Here's the pitch, and bouncing ball right side, going to be fielded by Gazel. Step on the bag, but 5 have scored for Fremont, and it's a new ball game. Sod Busters do lead it, but they'd like some insurance heading into the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-6, and this is Sod Buster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sod Buster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
A little more drama here at Duncan Field. It's 8-6, Sod Busters on top, and we'll see our fifth pitcher of the day for the Fremont Moo as they bring in Cooper Mollett. Mollett out of Adena, Minnesota, a Northern Iowa Area Community College product. He's 1-0, a 5.44 ERA. Making his 7th appearance in 9 innings. He's allowed 7 runs, 10 of those. He's allowed 7 runs on 10 hits. He's struck out 15. He's walked 9. He's hit 2. Sod Busters looking for some insurance. They'll have 9, 1, and 2, and really needing a little insurance now after Fremont scores 5 runs on 3 hits in the top of the 8th to make it interesting.
Yeah, you wish that things could have gone better for Braden Mackey, who started off the inning, and Cusell a little bit wild. Uncorked that wild pitch to score that 5th run of the inning, but ultimately got the job done. And for Cooper Mollett, this is a guy who's had plenty of rest. His last outing on June 25th, where he went 2 innings, took him 60 pitches to pitch 2 innings, but gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. He's given up 5 runs combined in his last 2 outings. So if you want to pick on a guy to get some insurance, seems to be the right guy for the Sod Buster lineup here.
So Hastings needing only 3 outs to get the win, but now just a 2-run lead with which to work, and you don't feel real comfortable. The Sod Busters do have right-handed action, and you've seen Shaw the last 2 days. You would think that Shaw probably is unavailable today, so it's going to be up to another bullpen guy, perhaps a guy like Tex Cook today, to come in and perhaps finish it off. It's the Hastings Sod Busters with the lead by a score of 8-6. Fremont's only runs coming in the 7th and 8th. 1 in the 7th, 5 in the 8th inning. Hastings, meanwhile, how big do those tack-on runs look? They get a 5-run 4th inning, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Those 2 runs are the difference at this point. As 8-6 to score. Does look threatening to the south of us, but hopefully going to be able to find a way to get through this next bottom of the 8th and hopefully just the top of the 9th to end this baby.
And like you said, those runs in the 4th inning, getting all that run production with runners in scoring position as well as 2 outs. How big does that look right now? Especially with the 7th inning too. Sod Busters had 6 after the 5th, but those 2 extra runs are the difference right now in this game.
And that will bring to the plate Lane Shires. Shires a walk and a run scored in the 4th. He is 0 for 2 on the day, batting in the 9 spot, and he needs to be fairly patient here as Mollett was in and out of the zone during his warm-up pitches. Shires squared to bunt and takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Shires.
Yeah, like you mentioned, those warm-up pitches a little wild. If you're watching as an on-deck hitter, I might be taken until I see a strike here.
1-0 delivery is on the way, and that's right there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Landon Mueller, boy, his start a distant memory. 3 2/3 innings, allowing 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He only had allowed 3 hits in 66 innings thrown. Meanwhile, Marcus Miller outstanding for Hastings, trying to pick up the win for the Sod Busters. Off speed is way high, and that release just not comfortable on the off speeder for Mollett. We saw that in his warm-up tosses. He just never really had that one under control as he walks behind the pitcher's mound right now to try to regain himself. Is he okay? So he'll go up back atop the hill now. Well,
he's not feeling good.
I think he is not doing well right now, and so that is unfortunate here, and we'll see a visit to the mound. Here's Ben Asher's going to come out and talk with Cooper Mollett. And now we'll head back to the dugout, and there's now going to be a call for another pitcher to get warm for the Fremont Moo.
Hopefully it's one of those things, it's a hot day, you're just feeling a little heat exhausted, you you get that out of your stomach and you feel a lot better. As a ball player myself, I can say it's happened to me before.
2-1 pitch is inside for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. And like I say, you'd like this game to be played crisply, but you need perhaps a few more runs heading into the ninth. Sure don't want to have a weather delay here in a game like this. It is looking threatening, and not necessarily even rain, but you're just worried some stray lightning strike is going to stop this game with a delay, a la College World Series. Pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think you were there that day when they had the big weather delay and it never did rain.
The weather delay where it did not rain a drop and it was sunny most of the hour-plus delay. That was an interesting delay, to say the least.
But lightning was within that diameter. 3-2 pitch, and this one's popped up foul and out of play. Good job there for the Hastings Sod Busters, Lane Shires, to get a piece of it and make Mollett throw another pitch. Mollett, a Minnesotan. You talk about a guy who may not be used to 90-degree weather, although he's played in Fremont throughout this summer, but probably don't see too many 90-degree days, particularly in the spring where he was, as he played at Northern Iowa Area Community College, and he's still not feeling well as he's walking behind the mound again.
I'm going to guess the 81% humidity isn't helping him either.
Yep, and plus on the turf, I mean, the turf in the infield here is, it's 90 degrees, but add another, 10 degrees when you're an infielder here or a pitcher? And we will see the head coach come out and have a word with Mollett as he tries to get going. He tosses the ball away, and I think he's going to be done.
We've really seen just about everything today. On your baseball bingo card, it's got to be full by now. But, you're hoping that Mollett can continue this game if you're Ben Asher. They'll get him some hydration, but you've already used 5 pitchers, and you still have a game tomorrow, and you've already, for the series yesterday, the 2 relievers that worked in relief for the Fremont Moo, they both pitched 38 pitches, so by rule they are ineligible to pitch today. So you got to wonder how many more options do you have, and you still want to keep this game close given that you're only down 2 runs. And last thing you want to do is have to use another pitcher here.
Credit to the home plate umpire. Scott Fincham actually ran and got a bottle of water for Mollett. Mollett still is behind the pitcher's mound, trying to get set. And if he's lightheaded at all and tries to throw, the last thing you want to see is a comeback or two, because will he even be able to see the ball coming back at him? So, it's also a safety issue if he's feeling dizzy as well. 3-2. It's been a long at bat here for Lane Shires. This is the first batter of the bottom of the 8th. It's an 8-6 game. Here's the pitch. Way high. And so after all of that, it's a walk. And back to the top of the order for Chavez. We'll see how the Sod Busters play it again. Sometimes you think, okay, maybe you're bunting, but with the condition of Mollett right now, I think you're taking a strike. And Chavez, is he a bunter? He's your doubles guy. Some guys are more comfortable laying down the bunt than others. Not sure about Chavez and his comfort level in that part of the game. As Mollett, good speed on the bases with Shires over at first, and now Mollett breaks contact again. We'll check the runner, working out of the stretch here. It's 8-6, high drama here late in this one at Duncan Field. Sod Busters at one point led it 8-1, but a 5-run top of the 8th makes it pins and needles time here as Chavez, first pitch swinging, which really surprises me. No balls and 1 strike as he fouls the pitch back. It really shouldn't surprise me because he's gone up there hacking most of the time on that first pitch.
You probably know if you're Chavez that curveball from Mollett has missed high nowhere near the zone, so you can almost as a hitter eliminate that pitch. So if you're looking fastball there and you like the fastball, why not swing at it?
0-1 pitch as Mollett checks the runner, brings home the pitch, and that one's high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Chavez. Jensen and Cabranes scheduled to bat here in the 8th. Sod Busters scored 5 times in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th for their 8 runs. Fremont, all of their damage late. 1 in the 7th, 5 in the 8th to make it way too interesting here at Duncan Field. 1-1 delivery. Low for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. So I would have taken a really boring ending to this game. Just, let's make it a runaway kind of game. just have a relaxed ninth, and unless Sod Busters explode here, it's certainly not going to be that way here today as the Sod Busters trying for their first win against 7 losses against the Fremont Moo. 2-1 delivery on the way. High for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. The good news is Mollett hasn't gone back behind the pitcher's mound anyway. Maybe he feels a little better. The bad news is he hasn't found the strike zone with any consistency.
Like I said, sometimes it's just getting it out of your system, but we'll have to see how the rest of the inning goes for Mr. Mollett.
3-1 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss at an off-speeder. That was a dandy for Mollett. Chavez way out in front of that one. It's 3-2. Do you dare run Lane Shires on 3-2 to try to get him in scoring position on a 3-2 pitch? Interesting to see what happens here. You don't want to strike him out, throw him out, double play, but you've got great speed. Do you trust Chavez to put it in play? Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Safe, but Chavez stepped out in front of home plate, and that is going to be the out at second base. Chavez struck out, stepped across home plate. Smart move there for the catcher as Jason Willers made contact with Chavez. That means Shires is out as well.
I hate the rule, especially when it goes against you, but that's the right call there. You don't have to touch. By rule, if you're the catcher, you don't have to touch the player. The player doesn't have to touch you. The player just has to impede your throw to second base. And with Chavez stepping out in front of the plate, the fans don't like it, but I hate to say it, guys, that's the correct call there.
And that's really unfortunate for the Hastings Sod Busters. They would have had a runner in scoring position with only one man out. Now, Shires is actually returning to first. I think they're going to get a...
Say that's the other part of the rule. You can say that the runner has to go back to first base, but I'm not sure what the threshold is when you call him out rather than just sending him back to the base there.
I think, and see, this is one that's this is advanced umpiring right here. If it were just interference and it wasn't a third strike, I think he goes back to first. Well, with Chavez striking out, he would have already been out. Because the home plate, the guy at home was already out. And so I think they get the second out there. If it would have been strike 2, let's say, then the guy returns to first and the guy at home is out.
I think that's right.
But since that was strike 3, you award the other out. Yeah. So I think that is that's what they're calling anyway. Shires had returned to the bases. Now he's gone. And another thing to add to your bingo, as we will see Cale Jensen come to the plate. The base is empty, 2 outs, and it's looking like it's going to be a wild top of the ninth, I should say, and the pitch is high. And the real unfortunate thing is Mollett still can't find the strike zone. Because Chavez, I think, probably swung at ball 4. Jensen now ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Cale Jensen walked and scored a run. He's also got a double to his credit and takes ball 2, and Mollett loses his hat on that one. So walk, a strikeout, interference called, which also ruled Lane Shires out, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Sod Busters in danger of not putting any insurance on the board and really being pins and needles time at the top of the ninth. 2-0 delivery on the outside corner for strike 2 and 1. Sod Buster fans aren't really happy right now, which is unfortunate. 2-1 the count on Cale Jensen, as the right-hander Mollett trying to get out of a wacky 9th inning with no damage done. I should say 8th inning. It just feels like it's gone long enough to be an 8th and a 9th inning. This 8th inning has drug on a bit. This was a fairly crisply played game until the 7th. And then I got my 2 more innings of play-by-play, and then the wheels have just totally fallen off.
I was about to say, if I was in your spot, I might be a little hoarse right now.
Yeah. Pitch way high. 3-1 on Jensen. Since the top of the 7th, we have seen 8 runs scored, and that's actually ball 4 on Jensen, as he's aboard with 2 outs. The second walk of the inning, and now it's going to be Marcos Cabranes. How about Marcos gaps one? Just get an insurance run after all of this.
Marcos hitless today, but no time like the present, especially with Mollett being wild. You can kind of can small-in your zone. I just made that word up, by the way, small-in. Couldn't think of another word. If you shrink your zone, how about that? By just a little bit, you're a lot better. You're in a lot better business to put one in the gap or get one in the outfield.
Cabranes in the right-handed box. I'm sorry. That is awesome.
That's good.
I've got to write that one down.
Smallin.
Yeah, I come up with stuff like that all the time. And my wife is notorious for making up words, and that's, yep.
Smallin in the dictionary goes down as a verb. Could also mean to shrink.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. It's 1-0 on Cabranes. Sod Busters up 8-6, and he pops it a mile high on the infield, and this should do it. Well, maybe. There's a whole lot of people converging, and Ben Swale says, I got it. Just get out of my way. I'm the best player on the team. I've got 3 hits today. I'm going to make the defensive play, too, and let's go to the ninth. Sod Busters lead it 8-6. Don't go anywhere. Hastings 3 outs away from victory, but don't put it in the books just yet. This is Sod Buster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot, and sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Out of the ninth inning, Sod Busters with the lead, 8-6. Once again, it's Ryan Valenta.
We've seen fireworks and then some on this 4th of July game here at Duncan Field. And if you've filled out your baseball bingo card at home, you have a lot of anomalies you probably wouldn't see. We've had not 1, but 2 ejections. We've seen a pitcher losing his lunch on the mound, and we've seen a batter interference on a strike 3 call, something you rarely see in games. And I mean, if I didn't spend literally every second of my free time watching odd baseball clips, then we'd be in trouble here. But where it stands, Hastings leads 8-6. Those 2 runs in the 7th at Hastings tacked on, proving ever so eventful here, as that 2-run difference is the difference right now. Nico Riera is on for the Sod Busters to try and get the last 3 outs and pick up his first save as a Sod Buster. For Riera, just his 3rd appearance. Got to Hastings a couple weeks ago. He had a forgettable first outing, only recording 1 out, walking 3 and allowing 3 runs. And he also pitched in the weekend series against Spearfish in the doubleheader, pitched an inning and gave up 1 run on 1 hit, but also struck out 3. So, you know that Riera has strikeout stuff, and for the Moo, a team that strikes out a lot, the tides are aligning here for both sides here in the 9th inning. It's going to be 8-9-1 for the Moo. Tyler Hummel, Jason Clark, and Neil Jansen. The bottom of the order for the Moo was so good yesterday. Their bottom 5 hitters went 7 for 17. But today, the bottom 5 hitters just with 1 of the 7 Fremont hits. 2 different stories here. First pitch from Riera is a fastball called a strike on the outer half to Tyler Hummel. Hummel is 0 for 3 on the day. The ground out, a pop out, and a strikeout. Riera delivers the 0-1. Breaking ball misses up high for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch is just down low, squirts away from Cabranes. 2-1 to Tyler Hummel. Hummel hitless today, did have an RBI single yesterday. He bats here for Fremont in the 9th inning. Sod Busters 3 outs away from putting the finishing touches on this one. Count goes to 3-1 versus Hummel. Want to try and get these guys in order. The middle of the lineup, as there's ball 4, is ever so dangerous. You got Ben Swales lurking now that you have the leadoff walk, and you have the other middle hitters here too. You want to end it right here.
And you think yesterday and Sunday don't matter. Remember Sunday, the Sod Busters having to use Shaw, their closer, had to use him yesterday, and we heard the explanation yesterday about why they ended up using Jacob Shaw. Why they didn't want to is because they wanted to use him in a situation just like this tonight.
Well, time to see if Riera can get the job done as ball 1 misses outside. Pitch just misses as Jason Clark takes ball 1. Clark is 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch last inning in the 8th where the Moo batted around. 1-0, right down the gut for strike 1. Last inning, Fremont sent 10 to the plate, 5 of them scored, with just the benefit of 3 hits, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. 1-1 to first and past Gaz down into right field. Hiltbrand will get over and scoop that one up. And that's a single for Clark as Hummel stops at second, and the first 2 have reached versus Riera. You got to wonder how long he will go. You got Tanner Johnson in the bullpen. Sod Busters have used him a bunch here in the first half of the season. And we'll have a pinch runner as Clark will exit the game. And he gives way to Darius Blasingame for the Moo. Blasingame, a pitcher, getting the pinch running opportunity here for the right fielder Clark. So 2 on with nobody out here for the top of the order.
And that's the potential tying run there. When you're 8 and 9 get on, it's a recipe for a big inning. And can Riera find a way to get outs?
A big spot here for both sides. So Riera tries to get his first out of the inning. Neil Jansen bats. I think they're expecting him to bunt. Corners are in. Said he takes ball 1. Man, that 8-1 lead is like we said, distant memory. Wish this was a lot easier of a game, but Fremont, the first half Independence League champions, they're going to make it interesting. The 1-0 is strike on the outside corner. Just caught a piece there, and the count evens at 1 apiece. We got Ben Swales on deck, and Blake Tablazon in the hole. 2 on, nobody out. Jansen the batter, the 1-1. Smothered by Cabranes, and that's a big stop right there. Count goes to 2-1. Riera just in his 3rd game this season and his biggest spot yet. Jansen awaits the 2-1. There's a good breaking ball, and had Jansen fooled as that floats into the top of the zone for strike 2. Pitch according to our zone just at the top of the zone. See what Riera comes up with here. 2-2 to Jansen. He wanted it but lays off, and the count goes full. Sod Busters still have a chance in the bottom of the 9th if this thing unravels here in the top. Payoff pitch from Riera to Jansen. Here it is. Fly ball to center field. Shires going way, way back over his head, and that ball is gone to dead center field. Neil Jansen over the 408 sign puts one out of Duncan Field. And the Moo take a 1-run lead on the 3-run homer from Jansen. And do you believe it? The Moo take the lead on Jansen's second homer of the year. And you can't pick a farther spot in the ballpark to hit that one out.
Guy who came into today with just the 1 home run, and Jansen able to send it out of here for his 10th, 11th, and 12th runs batted in. 9 runs in the last 3 at-bats. No, by the way, there's still nobody out.
Wow, what a shot from Jansen. So the Sod Busters will start over with Ben Swales and the bases empty. Riera still out there. We've seen wall scraper home runs here at Duncan Field. That one cleared the wall. As there's strike 2 to Ben Swales. Quickly 0-2. (0-2) to Swales. Little emergency swing, and he spoils that 0-2 pitch. The breaking ball up high. Sod Busters once led 8-1. The Moo have scored 8 runs to turn this thing on its head. And check swing there, doesn't offer. That is 8 unanswered runs there for the Moo as they take a 9-8 lead here at Duncan Field. 9 hits for Fremont, 5 for the Sod Busters as they'll try to limit the damage just to that as Swales waves and misses at the breaking ball. And there it finally is the first out of the 9th inning.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the 9th, but the 8th inning, walk, hit batsman, ended up being another walk, and that set the table. You give Fremont, the first half champs, an opportunity, and they put 5 on the board, and you just felt the momentum turn, and then the missed chances in the bottom of the 8th, and here's Fremont in the 9th.
So Riera with a strikeout for his first out of the 9th inning. And ball 1 to Blake Tablazon. Tablazon pinch hit in the 8th and grounded out, but scored a run. Part of that big Fremont 8th inning. Way inside, almost hit him, but Tablazon gets out of the way. Tablazon came on for Timon Long, who was ejected after his 7th inning at-bat, arguing balls and strikes with the home plate umpire Scott Fincham. Did see Tablazon yesterday playing, but now he in there again. Takes strike 1. Tablazon also with an RBI single yesterday. So he now has 2 RBIs and 1 hit in this series so far. 2-1 to him, right back to Riera, who snares it. We'll run it over to first and in time for out number 2. So after the heartbreaking home run, Riera able to retire the next 2 batters. And Jason Willers bats with 2 outs here in the 9th.
And really a nice job for Riera. I mean, you see something like that go against you here at Duncan Field, and it could have really unraveled, but striking out Swales and getting Tablazon to ground out. Now if you can end it right here, at least give yourself your team a chance in the bottom of the 9th.
Just a 1-run lead, so the Sod Busters already with 8 runs. Nothing they're not accustomed to, as Willers takes strike 1. Limiting the run damage for the opponents has been the problem for the Sod Busters all season. And bullpen woes come back to bite them, and unfortunate that Marcus Miller now will not factor into the decision, as he was in line to win his first game of the year, pitching 7 innings of 1-run baseball. But the trio of Mackey, Cusella, and Riera have now allowed 8 runs in 2 innings. 2 innings plus, that is. 2-1 to Willers. Right there, but called a ball. So that's 3-1. Cabranes kind of double clutches in disbelief, too. But according to our flight scope, that was outside. If we believe that. We can only believe technology so much, right?
Well, you sure believe it when you think
Yep.
it's our call, don't you? Yeah.
When we believe it when it goes our way, as there's ball 4 to Willers, as he will have a 2-out walk.
Oh, now the AI is against us.
Yep.
I told you, man. I told you. It's going to be Terminator all over.
Steve's seen one too many sci-fi movies back in his day. I want to say, I mean, you were...
Back in my day, I saw the original Terminator, man,
Yeah.
when it wasn't a... nobody even knew that movie, and nobody liked it, and it was, just kind of a cult film, and now we've got like 9 Terminator movies, right?
And on January 1st, 2000, when Y2K was supposed to shut everything down, where were you? Was that a real threat in your mind? I was.
It wasn't for me. I mean, but yeah, people were going crazy. People were crazy. Yeah.
There's strike 1 to Henry Heyman. I was only 6 months old at the time,
Oh, shut
so
up. I don't want to hear youngster. Gee whiz. Well,
I don't quite remember too much of that day. Riera battling in the 9th as Heyman takes ball 1. Heyman on the day was hit in the 8th. Hit by the pitch to clarify, and 3 flyouts otherwise. So Willers with the 2-out walk. He's at first. Breaking ball gets the top of the zone. Heyman doesn't like the call, but he's down 1-2.
And like I say, flight scope, if we're going to believe it when it's good, we have to believe it when it doesn't go our way. So if we're going to continue to use it, we have to not question it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I like the exit velocity and that spin rate. That's the most stuff for me. That bounce, Cabranes back to first, but a bad throw. And Willer's able to dive back in safely. That pitch bounced probably a good 5 feet in front of home plate and into the left-handed batter's box. But Cabranes picked that on a hop, and a good throw might have been able to retire Willers at first. Instead, it's 2-2. Sod Busters a pitch away from sending the bats to the 9th inning. Pitch from Riera is slashed foul to the right side. So Heyman stays alive.
And say what you want about flight scope, but it was Neil Jansen who hit the 3-run home run. It wasn't flight scope. So
Yep, you're right.
Give him credit. Tip of the hat. And now Sod Busters going to have to battle here. We'll see if Riera can find a way to close the door and give the team a chance.
So 2-2 still to Heyman. Popped into shallow right center. Hiltbrand, it will fall in between them. Willers rounds third. Heyman on his way to second. And he's in standing up, a 2-out double for Henry Heyman, who has his first hit of the day. And for Fremont, they are now at double digits in the hit column.
And if they would have had a different runner, Willers may have scored all the way from first. He ends up hanging at third, and the 8th man to come to plate in the inning as this Fremont team trying for some tack-on runs here, already leading it by 1.
Well, this is my last spot in the scorebook, guys, so let's get him out here. Andrew Kirchner is the next batter. He bats with 2 on and 2 outs in the 9th inning. Way inside, almost hit him.
My philosophy today is the way it's going, run out of scoring, the game's over. Right, when you're out, that they just have to stop batting because your scorebook is full.
You almost wish it would have started pouring after the 6th inning.
Hallelujah.
Out of a shortened 6-0 win. Ground ball to the right side, but foul towards the first base coaching box. And strike 1 to Andrew Kirchner. Kirchner singled in the 8th. He was the 9th man to bat in the inning and was left stranded. And back in the 5th, Scott Galusha here in the booth. Josh Printer robbed him of a base hit at shortstop. Ball 2 is downstairs. And Riera now at 37 pitches in this inning. Tanner Johnson still warming in the bullpen, but you'd like to close the door right here. To left field, Jensen is right there, a step to his right, and makes the grab for out number 3. Neil Jansen for Fremont breaks the Sod Busters' hearts in the top of the 9th, but we still have a chance. Sod Busters need 1 to tie, 2 to win. The bottom of the 9th coming right up. We'll be right back.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Final call for the Sod Busters. They trail by 1 run here in the 9th inning. 3-run home run by Neil Jansen put the Fremont Moo ahead as Nico Riera on in his first save opportunity cannot get the job done, as he'll be charged with the blown save. And like we mentioned, tough luck for Marcus Miller, who pitched 7 great innings, and he will not factor into the decision on this outing. Darius Blasingame, new pitcher for the Fremont Moo. He came on to pinch run in the 9th inning, and he will now take the mound for the Moo, making his 7th appearance. And you got to like the numbers there. 1.62 ERA, just 2 earned runs in those 8 2/3 innings. Opponents batting .094 against Blasingame, as he will try to get the final 3 outs. Zach Vital, Nick Jones, and Landon Gaz are scheduled up for the Sod Busters. We've said it before, no lead is safe here in the game of baseball. Anything can happen, especially in summer baseball, as Fremont has scored 8 unanswered runs to take a 9-8 lead, and they're 3 outs away from taking the series here against the Hastings Sod Busters. Tomorrow the two will travel to Fremont, and they will finish out their 3-game series regardless of the outcome here. And it's good to see we've dodged the weather and we're able to play the full 9 innings. Zach Vital takes a breaking ball for ball 1. Vital has walked 3 times and had an RBI single in the 5th. So he's just 1 for 1 in 4 plate appearances today. Sprayed foul down the right side. So according to our game changer, a couple defensive changes all around. Tablazon in at second base. Easton Steck moves from short to left field as Vital chases one upstairs for strike 2. Hummel moves from second to third. Swales moves from third to short. Heyman from left to right as Jason Clark comes out of the game for the Fremont Moo. 1-2 to Vital. And late on that fastball down the right field line. And that goes back into fair territory. The wind kind of helping that one back there. And Vital flies out to right field for out number 1.
Good job catching all the defensive changes. I was using my binocs trying to get them all as they were putting them in the game changer, and I think you covered it, and it all worked out about as well as it could for Fremont, with Blasingame running for Clark, knowing he could be a pitching option if they indeed did rally, and here they are 2 outs away from an unlikely win.
Well, Blasingame gets the first out. He now has to tangle with Nick Jones here with 1 out. Jones hitless today, has reached twice on a fielder's choice and a walk, and takes strike 1 for an 0-1 count. Blasingame delivers the 0-1, and that is low for ball 1. Fremont now using their 6th pitcher, and now you have to figure if they have a lead, which they do, why not get another guy out there and have a realistic chance to win this game here. Blasingame on the year has not had a save opportunity. This is his first one here, as that pitch is not close to Nick Jones. Blasingame in his 6 outings has recorded 3 wins. But he is in line for the save here tonight. 2-2 is up high, so Nick Jones works the count full. Big pitch right here for both sides. Blasingame shakes off a sign and delivers. And Jones spoils that pitch. He'll see another. 9 runs, 10 hits for Fremont, and an error. Hastings with 8 runs and 5 hits. Both games, Hastings have been error-free, which is a good sign. 3-2, and Jones just gets a piece of that one. Took something off there at 82 miles an hour, perhaps a changeup. Minus the literal fireworks here, there have been plenty of fireworks here. That ball is in the air to center field. And making the catch is Jansen for out number 2. And 2 up and 2 down for Blasingame, and the Sod Busters are an out away from heartbreak.
And one of the bizarre things about baseball, the guy who could pick up the win is the guy who was behind home plate and almost sick to his stomach, Cooper Mollett, who threw only 8 strikes in his 20 pitches, but he would be in line to get the win with Mr. Blasingame picking up the save.
Somehow Mollett not allowing a run.
Walked 2, struck out 1, but he had that wacky double play on the interference, and he would be the winning pitcher. Blasingame trying to close it down here for Fremont.
0-1 pitch to Gaz. Takes ball 1. Just a little bit low, as Willers is really catching those low pitches and yanking them up. Probably won't get the call from most umpires doing that. Breaking ball catches the inside corner, and that's strike 2 to Landon Gaz. Sod Busters a strike away. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good take by Gaz to lay off that pitch. Count goes to 2-2. If you can get Gaz on, you have Kyle Hiltbrand on deck. The 2-2 pitch, same result. Lays off that one. So the count is full here. Payoff from Blasingame to Gaz. And got him swinging. Fastball, blew it right by him. Gaz strikes out, and Blasingame sets down the Sod Busters 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. And that's the story. The Sod Busters give up a 3-run home run in the 9th inning as they lose by a final of 9-8. We'll quick recap the game right after this on Sod Buster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sod Buster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sod Buster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sod Buster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Unfortunate finish here at Duncan Field tonight. Hastings falls just short of taking Game 2 against Fremont. Final score 9-8 here at Duncan Field. It's Ryan Valenta and Steve Stein sharing final thoughts from Game 2. And boy, when I was talking with Scott in the 5th inning, had that nice 6-0 lead. Thought that everything is put away, but like we said, no lead is safe no matter what inning it is. And you got to hate that you're giving Marcus Miller that tough luck, no decision after he pitched great in the 7th inning. And Sod Buster offense got it done early, but just not able to capitalize in the late innings.
Well, and you could talk about the offense, but you score 8 runs, that should be enough both days, and particularly when you get a tremendous start. But Sod Busters just running out of bullpen options. And like I say, summer baseball, one day leads into the next. You look at a couple of days ago where Jacob Shaw had to eat an inning in the 3rd. Yesterday he had to come in again. And the Sod Busters right now just very thin at high leverage pitching performers. And they did not have him available today. If they did, they probably go ahead and pick up the win. You're hoping other guys can step up, but after Miller, you had the season debut for Mackey, and he just did not have it in his first outing of the year. As he walks 2, allows 1 run. He ends up giving up 4 runs, and that was really the outing, the inning, if you will, that made Fremont believe that they could come back, as they made it a 2-run game. And even if you have to give up 1 run right there, then you may have them mentally not believing they can win. But when they made it a 2-run game, you figure that 9th inning, it was on, and it was on. We're going to hear from the head coach right now, as we appreciate Joel Skipper coming up and try to put this baby in perspective. Sorry you have to talk about this when so many good things, but a tough ending.
Yeah, I think, felt like we deserved to win that game, but I got to finish, man. I think one of the things that really helped Miller out, I don't think he had any walks today. Had a couple walks late, and those just kill you. And let good teams hang around, man, they're going to bite you. So tough finish there.
And Miller in particular, oh my goodness. I mean, let's kind of reiterate his outing today. A guy who'd scuffled a little bit here his last few outings. For him to get through 7, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and he had them totally mystified. Really neat to see his kind of performance today.
Yeah, I wish he wasn't as pitch limit. Could have given us 2 more there to finish it out, but he's just phenomenal, man. Kind of got back to that first start of the summer. Was throwing all his pitches for a strike, was keeping hitters off balance. Doesn't throw particularly hard, but when he's got all 4 of his pitches going, he's a tough guy to beat, man. Tough guy to beat. So really, really impressed with him, and looking forward, to him continuing to help us out this rest of the summer.
We've seen the guys struggle with 2-out hitting and runners in scoring position, but that 4th inning, that 5-run inning, really saw that kind of breakthrough. Clutch 2-out hitting kind of seemed like it's been getting better for you guys, and even though you only had 5 hits on the scoreboard, you had the number here, 11 walks, so you got on base a lot too, kept the pressure on them. Those first 7 innings, just from an offensive standpoint, how was that to see the guys just keep running on the bases and putting the pressure on?
It was awesome. Our goal is to score 7 runs a game as an offense. We did that, so I really was impressed there. Got a bunt down, kind of challenged the defense a little bit. Thought we ran the bases really well, and then, like you said, got those key hits. So that was really positive to see, in those first 7 innings. But, like I said earlier, got to finish that game.
Yeah, 8-1, and you know the back end of the bullpen right now. You get to this part in the summer, and you're trying to find guys to throw out there. And right now, it's a little bit of a challenge with the guys you have who were available today.
Mm-hmm. And just like I think we told the guys after the game, man, you don't walk people. Let's see what happens. I mean, we were playing some great defense. Feel like, we've played these guys so much this summer. I feel like we can, position our defense pretty well. And I think we kind of got some today in the shift, so that was cool to see. But, yeah, just got to pound the zone and throw strikes out of the pen.
You got Badlands, you see prospects, you see Fremont a lot more this summer. You feel like you're pretty much set up to face them the rest of the summer, or there's still some things that the team needs to improve on offensively and defensively?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, always want to improve. I know we got, probably 20-ish games left. So obviously little things, here and there. But, I think our guys are growing every week. Just like I said, thought we did what we needed to do to win, but just didn't finish there those last 2 innings. So, we'll take our lumps here and get back after it tomorrow.
And I know baseball, you have a chance to come out the next day, but is this one that has a potential to linger? What's your message to try to keep the guys focused day to day and not let this one carry over to tomorrow?
Yeah, guys are fired up, man. That was one I think we all thought we should have had, so I think we're going to come out with a little fire under our butts tomorrow for at Fremont. So we'll see what happens, but I think these guys will flush it and come out motivated to get a win tomorrow.
Appreciate Joel Skipper coming up after the contest. Sod Busters dropping a heartbreaker by a score of 9-8.
And some to finish with 5 hits, 5 different individuals. You have Anthony Chavez with an RBI hit, Cale Jensen, Zach Vital, Landon Gaz, and Josh Printer all with hits, and 11 walks. It's a Sod Buster team that's struck out more than they've walked, so good to see them on the base passes today with those 11 walks and 5 hits. Marcus Miller again, the tough luck. No decision in the factor there as Nico Riera takes the loss as he allowed the go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. So we'll have to see how the Sod Buster bullpen is used the rest of the way. And for Fremont, they scored 9 runs on 10 hits. We had 3 guys with multi-hit games. Neil Jansen, the Sod Buster heartbreaker today, gets that 3-run home run to put the game away. And like we said, this is a tough pill to swallow, and I think the guys just have to try their best to let this one go and not let this affect them for the rest of the season.
Talked a lot about consolation prizes, trying to find the positives, but, man, this is one that you look at the positives, but got to find a way to win one like this. And it may not linger for the players, but it's lingering for me, and I'm ready to go shoot some fireworks right now.
Yeah, happy 4th of July. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time on Sod Buster Baseball next Monday when we welcome the prospects back to town for a 3-game series next week on Monday. For Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, all of our engineers and our broadcasters, Connor Christensen, Noah Pagel, and Mason Henricks, we say goodbye one last time. We'll see you on Monday.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sod Busters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sod Buster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sod Busters and the Independence League are all about. Sod Buster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch